Aren't you glad you invited me over to do this podcast?
Did you hit the audio one too this time? Listen, I just got to check now since our whole comment section got blasted in the.
We have so many comments on this last episode.
I know.
getting
I
so
haven't
many
even
Really good though.
I haven't even gone through the valleys ones today because I was just doing notes on this.
Ready?
Yes.
No.
I'll forget it, but that's tradition.
It happens.
Every time.
Yeah, it's tradition. Sierra isn't talking to her dad. Imrul's sister-in-law's sister-in-law isn't talking to him, and West is talking to everybody. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth. I just want outtakes of
Great
all
scenes.
Nats.
I can't wait till we have to do this in the live shows.
I'm not going on those.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm really not. I've thought about this. This is going to be an easy out for me.
I'm just letting you know. Someone's like, hey, you're going to make $10 million if you assholes go on tour.
Like, they don't need all three people there.
Hello? That one's calling.
Dives as deep as West's jacket pocket had to have been to hold that 700-page note stock.
She does her best. And sometimes her best is better, and sometimes it's
Shows as shallow as the blue swamp of yarn blankets piled up in the middle of that set.
shows as shallow as the dip in Lexi's dress.
How I thought that's the first one I thought of, but I've done so many about plunging necklines. Lexi's, I think, already had a plunging neckline one. Jesse Lawley has. West has from his.
This is more of a plunging booty line.
Yeah.
You haven't done a plunging booty line.
Shows as no. Dives as no. Dives as deep as Lexi's butt crack in that fantastic dress she was wearing.
Did you think it was fantastic?
I think that she looked beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she's got a weird, I don't like these, like, here's my one stripe of blonde.
She's like in her 90s era.
Yeah, she totally is. But her hair, aside from the stripe, her makeup, the color on her, it was just, she looked gorgeous. I would think that Jessie is going to have a hard time ever being in the same room with her and not wanting to, like.
This was because I loved this theme.
You did?
The Snooze Fest theme?
On the set, though, like, it didn't translate.
It didn't. And I'm going to start with a comment. It's Sarah McBride.
I love Sarah so fucking much.
Yeah. Sarah McBride. Oh, and I hate the comforter reunion setup. Yeah. So Uggs. And this is the part that I liked because I was like 1 gajillion %. How did the backyard party look better than the reunion stage set?
Dude.
Like the reunion stage, that has a whole art department, a budget, a set decorate, like a designer. There's a full crew.
Yeah.
There's a guy stressed out on Summer House that's like, how many fucking blow up ducks do we need? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Like, how did that guy and like some phone calls to vendors turn out 100,000 times better? Literally, it looked like $100,000 set versus this one.
I liked that they took the Snooze Fest thing because I thought it was their best party.
Yeah.
My problem was it made everyone not look good. Like, this is a beautiful cast of people, and I really didn't think anyone. I thought Gabby looked great, and that was kind of it. Like. Everyone was getting washed out with that background. And I also couldn't, and I think Sierra has the best style and she is so stunning. It's almost, it's like the sun. You can't look directly at her. The fake I just hate fake flowers on anything. And that fake flower with the weird feathers, I was like, no, this is like a weird mother of the bride dress. What are you doing? You're so gorgeous.
No, her hair was off. She had a lot to go up against. That last reunion was bonkers. I don't know who will ever top that. I don't know if she could ever top that again. I don't know if anybody in the world could top when she walked in there and they do that slow-mo watching West and he's like, Like, and all deserved. Even though I'm sure he was scared shitless of what was about to happen with her, that all washed away when she walked in that flowy, that hip, that strap, that like, it was just.
I think she looked fine this time.
I loved her hair. I just didn't love the dress. I didn't like the armband, and I thought her nails were too thick.
The armband. It was like, because she was like, walk like an Egyptian.
But hold on.
No, it looked like a bracelet that, like, they were just like, your arms are skinny, just slide it up.
No, but serious. Let's get serious now. We're not going to talk about Paige and her future fashion that she's pushing.
I didn't hate
Like,
it.
the
I
more,
just
like,
have loved. I love Paige in a suit jacket mini and a pump. Like
I didn't love her look either. I didn't really love any of them. I didn't think Lindsay looked like I didn't love her dress.
I appreciated that Lindsay called Brittany from the Valley and borrowed her boobs for the show.
Yeah,
that was neat.
She did.
I didn't know you could do that.
She has mother's milk.
Listen,
what do you want from her?
I'm all here for it. But I thought Lindsay, like Gabby and Lindsay, I think looked
Gabby looked beautiful.
Oh, I thought it was Gabby and Amanda. I thought they looked the best.
Amanda always looks good in my opinion. So
but so does Sierra, so does Paige.
That's true.
And for me, Lexi is so pretty. She's got everything going for her. I need a different note. I need something other than a plunge. It reminds me of when I was in college. You know, when you were in college and you were going to a club every night that ended in Y, and you were just like, it didn't matter. There are videos that my best friend will send me where it's girls in a full snowstorm in like basically a belt that they're trying to pass off as a skirt. Like, I'm sure they're vaginas hanging out and open-toed shoes and like a backless shirt, and it's a full nor'easter. Okay. Like, I get that this fashion trend because I did it in college when it was 4 degrees in Boston. Lexi, you have access to the best fashion in the world. You live in New York City. You are a model. Like, let's just change it up a little. I think I saw a crack.
Oh, you did, but she also had that in the cast photos from the very top of the season.
That's why I need a change.
Yeah, no, she's not going to. She's
Wait,
making this
I
choice.
Saw a crack?
Yeah.
Like a butt crack?
Yeah.
Oh,
and somebody
100%.
said, I think Wes said, like, you're wearing your butt cheeks like an accessory. And she's like, yeah. Like, or butt crack, I'm sorry, butt crack like an accessory. And she said, yeah. Like, this is all, like, I'm sure everyone's not a fan of it, but I am a fan of someone that I now know is making a very specific choice every single time. I would love to see her in something very buttoned up, a fucking flowing pant, a dope pump, and like a pin back hair.
Something chic and like timeless.
Something super chic, totally. And clearly she's got access to all of it.
Yeah.
So if she ain't wearing it, she don't want to.
I would love to see Paige style her.
Yeah.
Stop
but
it.
like,
Because I just feel like Paige would put her in something that she would never put herself in, and she would look amazing.
there's a
I'm not saying
million
it's gonna happen.
people.
I'm just
Dude,
saying.
Paige watched the Jetsons when she was a kid and was like, I want to be a fashionista. But like that's her jam is the Jetsons. Like when they're like, oh, what's your fashion style? And she's
Judy
like,
Jetson.
Judy Jetson.
I think
A
she's
robot, space, Star Trek.
okay. For this
I
dress,
love
maybe.
Paige's style.
Sometimes what I don't think that specifically men think about.
I'm high fashion.
Okay.
Your high fashion?
Yeah, me.
Okay. Just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yeah.
I don't think that a lot of people take into consideration, nor should you have to. This is not your problem, and it's not anyone's problem, really. It's a privilege. She's got a million shoots to do for a million different things. Like, this is a person who has to come up with outfits like a mom of 7 has to come up with new meal ideas every day. Like, she's got to, like, it's just part of the gig of like figuring out what you're going to wear breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. And every event you have to go to. And again, I'm not saying it's a hard job, but I think it's something to have to come up with all of that shit all the time and be constantly wondering, what are you going to wear to that? What are you going to wear to that? And like, so
Yeah,
they're not all going to be bangers.
She's not the first person to do it.
Right.
And she's
And
the only
who's
person
always
I've
a banger?
noticed that it, listen, I don't know who always is a banger.
Listen, no one hits a 10 out of 10 all the time, but I do think that Sierra, Paige, and Amanda, and Gabby, quite frankly, I think they all have incredible style. And then if we go into other shows on Bravo, like Erica Jane brings it.
Yeah.
And I think is fantastic. fantastic.
Yeah, but I guarantee
Jenna Lyons,
you, Mike
top
wouldn't
of the
like,
top of the top.
Mike wouldn't like 75% of what any of those girls that you just mentioned.
No,
wear.
because they're not dressing for men.
Listen,
they're dressing
the
for
only
women
thing I
and gay
don't
men.
like,
Yeah.
I'm not hating on Paige, and I'm not hating on Paige being a fashionista. Paige is like with her triangle shoulders, like she's always been, not always, but recently, the last year or so. The first time I saw the triangle jacket shoulder, I was like, that looks like something from a freaking
No, that's her bailiwick.
future
She's like 5'3",
exactly, right?
and
So
I
and
don't know
then
how tall
there's
she
been
is,
a
but I
few
assume
other
she's small.
things. There's been a few other outfits where I'm like, dude, you are pushing sci-fi. Like your jam is sci-fi. She shows up in this thing with the like oxygen hose around her
She's
stomach
building her
and the
body out.
listen, I'm not I'm not saying anything other than
And I hate all women.
God, all right. You guys are gonna get yelled at again for shutting me down.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'll shut you down for the rest of my life. I
You are-
have the right, and I will do it when I please.
Don't lump me in right now. I did not shut you down.
I can see it in your hair.
In my
What
hair.
you want into what you want
No,
to.
what I was going to say, Mark, is I was going to build on what you were saying, where I think Paige's style is like that Mad Men era,
Yeah.
where it's like 60s and it was very mod, mid-century mod. 'Cause
Yeah.
and it's from Jump. Because even if you look at when she started the show, it was like that little bob that she would wear. Everything's very kind of like sleek and buttoned up. She's never got like the Amanda variety of like baggy slouch jeans and, you know, a big t-shirt or like, you know what I mean? Like a cutoff like tank top that's showing your midriff. She doesn't do that. She
Yeah,
sticks to her
because in
60s
outer
mod.
space, you need to be protected from
Yeah,
the
exactly.
elements.
Yeah, it's all about function.
Yeah.
I have to say, there are many things that I like that Amanda wears because I think that she just has a great look to her. So when she gets it right, she gets it righter than a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there are times, do you remember that time when they're like, when Lindsay was like, okay, Amanda, it's time to get ready. Get out of your PJs. And she was like, this is my outfit. Like to
don't
go
remember
out.
that.
Oh my God. It was like in probably like season 3 or 4. And it was like, yeah, it was the
Well,
dumbest
even
outfit.
like a few weeks ago when
Even
they
a
were,
few weeks
they
ago.
were like, she was like, oh, I got a thing. She's like, what? Something like, this is my outfit. And Paige was like, it's a choice.
Yeah, it's a
Something like
choice.
I probably liked it because I really do jibe with all the stuff that she wears. But anyway, all right. Should we get into it? We've done looks.
Push your thing down. No, this thing.
Your condom.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, don't get him excited for later, Natalie.
Hey.
I'm not doing anything.
What was so wild about this reunion, literally half, if not more of this reunion, was us talking about shit that didn't happen this season.
Yeah.
A quarter of it was last year's reunion.
Yes.
It was wild how much time they spent on what really felt like we had seen all of it. And I
Yeah.
know that specific dinner table takedown was in the very first episode, and I know that was a big deal, and we talked about it then, and it was a big issue, but it really was like, what are we doing here? It felt like it took 45 minutes. I know it didn't, but like it felt like it was.
Yeah.
She felt as pissed as she was from the day that it all happened, which I think is at this point like 15 months ago.
Yeah, right.
You
over
know?
a year ago.
Well, if we just start though at the very top, just with the Paige stuff, right? Because that's where he
Oh, yeah.
kicked it off.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know Paige and Craig broke up.
I refuse to believe it.
Yeah. What? That happened?
They're going to make it work.
The only two things that I gleaned from this conversation that Paige had with Andy, because that's all that happened, was
Craig's a Looney Tune.
remember when we were talking about like Craig, didn't he buy the ring? And I remember saying, there is no way this dude bought a ring.
Yeah.
And Paige said, he did not buy a ring. Even though he was on Watch What Happens Live and said, like, I got it and I returned it, which again, they are right. It's not how it worked. You can give the ring back to the jeweler and they can try to sell it
Yeah.
for you, or
Yeah.
like they can buy it off of you for a heavily discounted price.
Yeah.
But you're not. It's not a pair of shoes that you never wore. You're not returning
Yeah.
it. I still don't think he did buy the ring. Do you guys?
No.
I had never said one way or the other because like there's just some things that like we can speculate on all day, but like that's all it's going to be is just pure speculation. I hadn't like landed anywhere until Amanda said, did he ask your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that not everyone practices this. I do very much believe in this practice. I think it's a wonderful. I think it only benefits everyone. I think anytime you're, especially a young couple, to make your parents feel included, like they've got a say in this, to kind of give the guy some. He's not just responsible to you anymore. He gave your dad his word. Like there's just a lot of good things that can come from this. I get it's very ceremonial and not everyone practices it. But I love it. Mike asked when he found out that both of my dads were like had like their health issues arise.
Oh God, that's all I was wondering. I was so nervous. I'm like, wait, they're no longer with.
Got them both.
He traveled to Oklahoma and then traveled to upstate California, Northern California.
Mini panic attack right now. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, just for whatever does end up happening, you want to make sure that was taken care of. So, and I love you for that. That was really, really sweet. And
I love you for that too. I'm really settled now.
Yeah. I don't think it would have been weird if Craig would have already bought a ring before he asked. So that's still, if we're just looking at like all the elements, all the factors, all the details that we know about this, he could have, what do you say, for a year? That's where it gets wonky.
Stupid.
You had this ring for a year. You spent many weekends with this family because she's a big family person. She's
went to Italy with them.
And then you were there on Thanksgiving. Y'all at the time were planning a trip to Italy again or somewhere, a big trip for New Year's. I think they were going to Italy again, maybe just them two. So what a time to ask. A month before you leave to Italy, which would really be the perfect place to ask Paige a disorbo, for her hand in a marriage. Mm-hmm. So...
I love when you talk.
Shove it in a little pizza pie or something.
I get hired for my accents. All of my accents are Australian or Italian.
Or a mix of a bunch of stuff.
I was just going to say, I don't know if it's Australian, but sure.
I don't even know what the Australian accent is.
Me either.
I'm saying that when I do a British one, it ain't British. So maybe it's Australian.
I remember it from when we did The Valley and you were doing your Lisa Vanderpump. I was like, would we say that's British?
Cheerio.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Anyway, you think that he returned it on the day that he brought his brand new girlfriend?
Yeah, him and his girlfriend returned my ring.
Oh yeah, sweetie, we got to make a pit stop at the jeweler's to return.
Your girlfriend's like, okay,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's not that. Don't get excited.
Like
that,
Craig,
both
you
of
were
those
the
things.
cute on all Bravo. You know, my heart just throbs for you. You lied about this big time for sure.
When he was on Watch What Happens Live, he's like, yeah, returned it today.
Yeah.
Like it was so unbelievable how he said it.
And then he gave all the details. Remember, he was like, it was this cushion cut, blah, 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 whatever.
And then he said something weird. I can't remember it now, but I remember saying it back then. Is like, he was like, oh, well, diamonds are down and I didn't want to have the possession of the investment of my real estate leveraged over like what the fuck are you saying, dude? You didn't. But the dad thing and he returned his ring with his new girlfriend. Come on, Andy. And then even Andy was like, I feel like an idiot. Like that face that they cut to was Andy being like, I didn't even, it whoosh right over my head. So yeah, I don't. I mean, I didn't think it then. I think we were on the same page, but now I'm like, 100%.
Yeah.
You didn't. You probably called a guy, maybe, and said, how much would it be if I got this, or did something like that. Like I think he did, because it's Craig. He did enough to build a base for his lie, so that he could get he could say like, oh well.
He really blew it on that one thing, making it the day that you returned it. That was the first time that we knew the girl was with him. It showed up in page 6, maybe the next day, that like the new girl was there. There's a random photo of him walking in, I don't know if they're at LaGuardia or JFK, but like walking in the airport, and like a girl has her back turned, but that's the first photo that's like possibly both of them traveling. Like, and that's all the first of the new girl, and that like just no bullshit. Sorry.
No, but I remember when we were talking about this, that's what I said, just that he's done enough
Yeah.
that he feels confident to lie about it. To be like, it's not a lie. I could literally go pick the ring up right now and give the guy my credit card. So I bought the ring. And it's like, well, no, those are, you have, giving him the credit card, him running it, that's actually buying.
Crying as you're signing the thing.
Right.
Being like, are you sure this is the right price? That's when you bought it.
That's the ring buying. The only other thing I got from this conversation was just the complete juxtaposition. And I get that there are different times of the year that there are like, you know, periods of time after the breakup. More time has passed for her to give this interview than when he was giving all of his interviews. But still, the energy is completely different. I just feel like she has and I love Craig also. I just feel like they answered the question so differently every time Andy was interviewing them about the breakup. Did you guys pick up on this?
Craig and Paige, like every time Andy would ask, they would each answer differently.
Not that they would have different answers. They would a lot of the times.
Storyline,
but like they just would, the vibe was so different. So when he says, you know, I was so surprised and he's so crestfallen, and I get it. He was the one broken up with. So of course he's going to have a different tone to how he's answering all these questions. And my heart did break for him when he was first talking about the breakup, because you could tell how sad he was. But like, it did seem as though he kind of dodged questions a little bit more than she did.
Yeah, definitely different perspectives, 100%. But then, like, and we might have talked about this a bagillion years ago, but there's probably, like, with Paige being like this, I didn't wake up one day and be like, I'm done. We broke up for a weekend. We have some, like, there was a whole year worth of conversations and like, oh, maybe not. Paige being from New York, New Jersey area, or northeast coast, right? You're just a little more open. You're not going to hide stuff. That's not really a family value. You know, you're getting it out, you're fighting it out, and like, we're done, right? Cool, moving on. Whereas in the South, I remember after season 1, the reunion, everybody was pissed off at these kids for doing this show, and somebody telling Thomas Ravenel, well, yes, Thomas, we drink in the South, but we just don't talk about it, you know? And like, so Craig's whole, this could go straight into Craig's like desire to be a Southern gentleman, and we don't talk about these things, and everything's perfect, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whereas
totally.
Paige was being honest the whole time and having these conversations, because that's what you do where she's from, and where Craig's from, you don't talk about those things. So when it all comes out, you still aren't talking about it. You know, he's a good Southern gentleman, and it's why he hasn't said anything. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I'm now being like, oh, I wonder if that's why their stories are so different, and so different in the way they are, where she's like, no, this is what happened. And he's like, I don't know. I just don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
You know?
You disagree.
No. I'm just like, as you're saying this, okay, I was telling you yesterday, I think I saw a clip of her saying, I will never speak his name again.
Oh, that was the scenes from the next.
I saw this on TikTok. I think it might have even been like a more extended version of that. Like if I say I saw something in a TikTok clip, or I think I did, it's because like I scroll at 3 a.m. and there's sometimes that I wake up and I don't know if that was a dream or if I like really saw it. It's not healthy. But I remember thinking when I saw it, I was like, just like instant, like, oh God, like eye roll, like my eyes like rolled in the back of my head. Cause like I'm a massive Paige fan. I love Paige so much, but like, sometimes I just am like, okay, that's a little much. Like, does anyone need to know you didn't ever love any boyfriend you've ever been with? Does anyone need to know that, like, why would you need a man forever for anything? They can all go extinct for all you care. Like, there's like a next level to like the man hate that sometimes that like they'll go, her and Hannah will go to and whatever. And I'm just like, I don't care that they say it, but I think it's because I'll like sponge what I just know other people are going to say, and I just don't want to deal with it. It's like a PR, like it's like a publicist. It's like, well, I love you, you're my client, but like, why'd you have to say that? Now I have to fucking take 1,500 phone calls.
But you didn't have to say it.
Exactly. Like that's how I think when she says like just some things, I'm like, this is going to be a shitstorm, and you probably don't care, and you probably said it for the shitstorm, but like whatever. Anyhow, basically what I'm saying is that I heard her say that, and I just thought, okay, he's dead to you. Thou shalt never speak his name again. Like, it's like that never happened. Like, it just seemed like so much vitriol and disgust about him all the time. And I was like, what in God's name did this guy do to her? And then I started thinking about how I need to come up with, I think I mentioned this before, I need a banner to cross that says Natalie's completely baseless conspiracies. Like, this is like, no one has, I haven't read this anywhere. This is all this is again, me at 3 a.m. I just have a very odd life and too much time to myself in the middle of the night when nobody else is awake. So it's often like Courtney when she doesn't have anyone to talk to all day, like you see her and it's like an hour of nonstop. Me, it's just like no one is there to be like, that's a little crazy. Like back
Same.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
Lucky you. You're asleep. You don't even know anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple things that have happened that are weird. In the finale, we thought we were going to see her say the thing about, and I caught him texting 2 bitches. That's just like, it's like it never happened. It's like we all dreamed it was a TikTok scroll at 3 a.m. Did it really happen? Did I really hear that? I don't know. Then even at this reunion, when she says, I know Craig's tells, if you listen to that, it cuts immediately. Andy goes, okay, like, but just the way that the audio went, it seemed to me like that she probably said something. They kept on talking about it for a bit. And then Andy says, okay. And Kyle says what he says. Like, I think they just sliced a little portion out and went about their day. These are not the craziest things ever, but like, it's just very odd. Who's making these decisions to like trim these things out? Cut that. I want to know what Craig's tell is. I think America wants to know what Craig's tell is. Even the people that are so on his side and don't want him to be the lying liar that everybody says that he is. I would like to know what the tell is. And I would like to know what happened to those things. I want to know who decided this. Was it Paige? Because a lot of people also in the comments I've noticed will say, who in their right mind thinks that Paige or Craig has any power to say anything? Like, this is a network. Like, these people don't make the decisions. This is a network, but it's a smaller network with very it's like your anchors. It'd be like if Barbara Walters told ABC that she doesn't want this.
Just aired.
There's some people that just have enough of a stature and enough of a presence, and they generate enough money, especially with their businesses. You know that Bravo All has a cut of if they ever sell it. Like, there's a lot riding on these people. So I started to think about what makes somebody so pissed to never want to say their name again, and they're dead to me now. You know whose other name we don't hear? Jesse Lawley's girlfriend in Orange County, who sent the entire cast of The Valley cease and desist letters. I imagine that Paige might have gotten a cease and desist letter from a representative of a multi-million-dollar home decor company. Careful on any defamatory remarks you might make. That would cause someone to say, his name will never leave my lips again.
The only reason I don't think that she got like a cease and desist or anything of that nature is because, one, she said prior when they were happy in their first year of dating, she was like, no, if we break up, you are dead to me.
Of course.
She said that. And also the other thing is, this is an Italian chick from New York.
I understand.
Okay. The grudgery is so real and so, like, I can't even express to you the family feuds and the people not talking to other people. And I'm like, they're 96. Let it go. Like, this is, you hang up on them. That's the great hang up. You could never get them on the line again. They're like, they don't care.
How does that account for the 2 things that I just mentioned, though? The cutting off of you know that sentence went further. You can tell by the way it's edited. And you know that a line completely fell out of the universe as if it never happened. An edit we saw a million times, and then it just wasn't there, and then no one said anything about it.
Because I don't think it's a cease and desist. I don't think he sent a cease and desist to the network because historically...
That would have to go to it. Like that, to pull those things, it would have to go to the network.
And they've always said... Well, no, because
Craig,
hold on.
Why wouldn't his
partners... He doesn't have that kind of power. Craig and Paige and these people have enough power and bring Bravo enough money. And I don't know this for a fact. I'm just saying. But they have enough power to ask... But they've also signed their lives away, and they get paid handsomely for it.
And they just Southern Charm just finished its 10th season.
Yeah, no,
which
fine.
Is
Bravo would have more at stake to say, take that out, Paige, stop talking. Like Bravo wouldn't send this, but Bravo would be the one to say, stop shitting on our guy.
Right.
You know,
and then Paige
Craig
would say,
wouldn't.
you got my boss to tell me that I can't talk about
but
my
that's what I'm
life and
saying.
I'm
I
on a
don't-
show about my life. Like, Craig, I think that whether Paige got something like this herself I think she'd be more pissed if it was relayed to her from the company that she does business with. So, like, listen,
It doesn't really even.
again, Natalie's
this-
baseless accusations that she comes up with at 3 a.m. All I'm saying is that I think that the Southern thing, they don't go straight to. Then we don't talk about that. We let attorneys deal with it. It's all like, there's just it all. You don't know.
I don't know if it was Johnny or Meteor Wine that said that the Southern gent is like, can be real nice to you and like a businessman, like real nice to your face, and then is just fucking you
On the
behind your
terms.
back or whatever on the
Yeah.
terms. Yeah, like so there is this little shady side.
Yeah. And Craig is. I love Craig.
I don't think that.
Craig is a calculated guy who does not want any more like any of his anything out there. Like he doesn't want any more details about any of this coming from anyone anywhere. Like he's controlled the narrative on his part of the breakup like a stallion. Like we said that from his first interview that we were like, fuck, he killed that. And I just
Let me put it to you this way. When I was in college, I was in an acting conservatory, and in my entire class, there were 18 kids, including me, for 4 years. And you get like split up each semester into like, you know, the A track and the B track, it just randomly so you can mix the kids up. There was a kid in my class who broke my heart. Okay. So now I'm in a class with him and me, 9 people total. I did not speak a word to him. I'm an acting major, Natalie. Okay. Like we have words that are assigned to us to say to each other. That's how we get graded. I did not speak a word to him for over a year. You are dead to me if you are dead to me. And I'm not on a Bravo show and I'm not publicly known. I'm just saying, like, if you have that mentality of like, you wronged me, go fuck yourself, fuck your mother, fuck your mother's mother, fuck your father's mother. I will fucking kill you if I am ever in a room alone with you. You should be so lucky to not be in a room alone with me. Like, that's what comes, and I think that's what she is channeling.
I understand that. My thing is, there's 2 things that we just saw that doesn't like that has nothing to do with her. I'm talking about like she's just one like her reaction to things is just one factor, and like that goes with that too. It doesn't have to, but it was those 2 things that were dropped out of nowhere when she went to speak. And then suddenly they don't exist anymore.
I think it's Mike's theory of like they're just trying to keep the shine on their golden boy who is on a 10-year, now 11-year long running show.
Listen,
Then that's also a very good reason for someone to be dead to her because he won. She's muzzled.
Sure. But I don't think it's because any like lawyers got involved or anything like that.
Okay, fine. But a corporate person got like somebody that makes decisions on those kinds of things, like whether it did it to Bravo or the Bravo wants to keep Craig and his people clear and whatever. She's the loser in this.
Well,
and
no, 'cause we don't know how they edited it with him. I think they're both such shiny stars in the Bravo sphere that they're not trying to come for either one of them. And I think that is how they edit both of them.
A scandal like cheating?
Like, no, Craig and Paige.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. That's just, but I also trust everyone and believe everyone. So.
I know. Trust no one. What's the fun in trusting everyone in entertainment?
It's not totally unthinkable or unheard of that a representative from a company that's about to or making cracked $100 million revenue, like they're not the biggest company in the world, but they're not the smallest. Like it's not unheard of that a smart lawyer from that company would call Bravo and be like, and if Bravo hadn't already realized, finagle that deal, be like, listen, man, you guys are pulling in this much a year off this fucking brand and this kid. You're gonna have this chick out here defaming him about texting bitches, and he's a liar, and she got his tails, and like, what are we doing here? You guys are costing yourself, like, maybe.
She's been muzzled.
I don't know.
And he's Southern, so he's not saying anything that.
He doesn't need to. He muzzled himself,
Yeah.
the Southern way.
Yeah, that's
like don't
exactly.
say anything, and you don't get yourself in trouble.
So I'm just saying that could also really help along someone's just disgust with someone.
Yeah,
it could. Like listen, it's not like, oh, there's no way. But I think that I'm I'm with Corey. I think that like her being who she is, raised being the way she was raised, with a mom that's like, this is a man's world. You be a man, don't fuck around. Like, and then add all of that, right? She's kind of the dude in the relationship. Craig was kind of the girl in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, if we're just gonna
she broke up with him.
But
so like, how
whether
angry can you be at the guy that you broke up with?
Listen, you can be real angry if you're getting smashed online.
Yeah.
And you ask this person who you thought like you guys loved each other, it just didn't work out, to help you out. And again, I'm not saying she wasn't cheating. I'm not saying Craig had to do this. She broke up with him. He did have no responsibility to her. That being said, someone like Paige asking for that favor and for a dude to be like, no.
Yeah.
Whoa, you want to fuck?
Yeah,
okay, motherfucker, let's go. It's on, bitch.
As Nettie said in a comment, which we can read the full thing later, but what she said in a comment, oh, the girl who doesn't need a man for dick all, first thing she does is ask a man for a favor, and then she doesn't get it, and then she loses her mind.
Right, totally. But that's why she lost her mind. That's just why she won't speak his name. There's a mix of I'm a New Yorker, and also in her mind, this dude could have done one little simple thing, and he didn't. And to her, you're dead to me because we broke up, and that's just how I roll. But you're also really fucked me afterward. And again, I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he did like all that. And I think Nettie, 100%. But that's why she's mad. I think that's why she's mad. I don't think she got a cease and desist. I don't think it's anything.
I think it's a little of cease and desist is just like I said. Who was the other person that got that we don't hear the name of ever? Is Jesse's girlfriend who sent the whole cast this letter. So I'm just saying that like something happened
not on
where
the TV
something
show.
Either she's told directly or they're just cutting it out without even telling her, which is almost even more of a fuck you of like a.
But it also could have been like a real mean, fucked up thing to say. Like if he wasn't, like if they were like, oh, what's with a producer? Like after that scene when they show, a producer's definitely diving in being like, bitch, what are these bitches? Let's talk about that. And maybe at that moment she's like, oh, whatever. Or she explains what it is and the producer's like,
okay,
that's not anything, dude. Yeah. And like, listen, shit gets put in teasers all the time that doesn't end up in the show.
Oh, where'd you get this info? From Lindsay.
I'm pregnant.
And Lemur girl, Lindsay. We've been through that. They don't know. They don't know.
And so like they took
line.
that out, and then honestly, she seemed real mad about the tell thing, and it was edited. So like, and with Andy being like, okay, like she could have fucking gone a little bonkers, and Bravo was just like, we're not putting that in.
Yeah.
Like, put in the tell thing.
You don't look good. It makes him look shitty.
Like
it could
we're
just been a
done
wash.
here. Put the tell thing because it's great and it's spicy and we're going to talk about it and we can throw it in a trailer. But like, we can't put in that shit she said. That's fucking nuts. Well, it's not true. Even if it is true, like what, you know what I mean? Like, again.
It's not on brand.
Yeah, it's, well, I don't know. I'm starting to second guess what Bravo's brand is.
No. I mean, like if they're trying to not have her be like so, on brand for her. Anyway, okay, great. So then that answers my question because I was wondering if anyone else.
What was the question?
The question was, did anyone else feel like there was just such a stark contrast between the two of them talking about this situation? And like I said, obviously he was brokenhearted because he was the one that dumped. Doesn't mean that she wasn't sad that it didn't work out, but it just like their communication skills in getting this information out while Andy was interviewing both of them was completely different.
Yeah.
Okay, now we get into the West and Sierra of it all from last season.
Sure. Now we get into the season 1 or season 8 reunion.
Yeah, exactly. I did though. There was one moment in this that actually made the entire reunion worth it for me because West had said something like later on in their conversation that we can get there, but I think to start off, he did give an apology. I feel like
I know. I was like, does Courtney suffice for Courtney?
no, I felt like he meant it. I felt like he's learning something. It felt genuine. It didn't feel like I'm apologizing because I'm supposed to apologize. It also didn't feel like I am saying this with a but attached to it or trying to explain things. He really was, I think he really is understanding that he hurt her. And I have like a whole diatribe about it because it hits me particularly in a sensitive area, which is why I have been so irritated with him because I feel like I get what happens and what happened specifically between the two of them. And anyway, we can get into it. I don't know.
I think that she overplayed her hand, and I think she's probably regretting it. Yeah, I think that I think that he got to speak for a little too long, and then also hearing everything that she said sounds so fresh. When if anyone, it takes a split second to do the math of like how long she's still really fired up about this, and like also on top of that, there's also the audience feeling of didn't we already see this last reunion? Again, if you think you go back, it was in the first episode of the season, but I think that he got to do the thing that everybody's been waiting for, apologize. It was lovely. It was a beautiful apology. And then she reacted the way that she did, still with like time will tell or like whatever it was. And
see, I get that.
I get it because she's still in love with him to this day.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
And it even, like, because even they did the flashbacks about when he went in shirtless for a shirtless apology, the nippy apology.
Oh, my God. That was I forgot about that.
Yeah.
When he went in without his shirt on?
Yeah.
I didn't forget about that.
They're so dumb.
And he walked in being like, are you still mad at me? That's not how you apologize. You walk in like a man. You fucking go 10 toes down.
Of course, but you don't walk in nips
put a
out.
shirt on.
Like, and I forgot he does have kind of funny nipples. Like it's like
Yes.
the lolly nipple. Like they're different, but like I'm surprised that more people didn't because everybody gave Jesse Lolly shit about his
Wes,
nipples.
no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay? That's it.
But she said at the end of that, and even at the dinner table, take that, like she was like, it's all good, it's fine, I get it, but I'm moving on. Like there's so she has said that I'm done, I'm not,
Yeah, I'm moving on.
Yeah, it's your big fibber, you're in
I
love.
know.
Yeah, she's in love with that dude, and that's why it's
And has
so
been waiting for him
painful.
to come to a sentence, and he's not. He's not. And we can all wonder why. We can all think he should. I still do. I still can't believe, like I said, that he doesn't like drug her and throw him over her shoulder and be like, none of that happened. None of that happened.
Yeah.
Roofie her.
Wait, what is that movie? With Goldie Hawn and
Overboard.
Love that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
yeah, he
So-
needs an overboarder.
So why don't if you have like a thing to do, then like,
Yes.
because I'm probably going to rip the whole thing apart.
Okay, you can. I have to look at my notes because I have so much to say about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I did say
Oh, you have to read from your notes for
Not
your whole
read-
diatribe?
No.
You
Just
need to do
like
a little thing called pre-tape.
Yeah, you need to get it early.
You need to come over
okay. Obviously we talked about the fact that like I did think he gave a great apology, which I'm very grateful for, West. Thank you. I also think it's really strange that West has this incredibly outgoing personality, but when it comes to being vulnerable and really being able to like, whether it's in a confrontational situation or a more intimate situation, he just locks up, which gets me into why I get so upset about this, guys, because I think that West has never really let himself be super intimate with the chick and like really go there and like be vulnerable and all that stuff. And I think when him and Sierra met, they had that.
Yeah.
They had it. They had chemistry. They were attracted to each other on so many levels. He made her laugh. He is looking at this girl being like, wait, like you're kind of my best friend. Like we're hanging out all the time and you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my entire life. And you want to hang out with me and we're laughing. And then we're talking about our family stuff and you've let me in this way. And this is bonkers. Like, I don't think he knows how to receive that.
Yeah.
And so it's just easier for him to be like, this is so much. Sierra, you're too much for me. I'm not in that place. I'm not ready for a serious relationship. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, you like her. She's incredible. You've gone further with her than you have with any other chick. Like, he said it.
Yeah.
When he was at the end of all of this, because he still couldn't complete a sentence. So he still is disassociating. Like, when he says, I wasn't talking about you in the article, it's like, he goes, I was talking about our relationship. Well, who did you think you were in the relationship with? Donald Duck?
Yeah.
You were in the relationship with her, so you are talking about her. And that, I get so upset about it because it's like, it's so stupid. I don't fucking know these people, but like, she really made herself vulnerable to him in every way. And then she finally fucking slept with him. And this may or may not have happened to me at some point in my life, which is why I get so upset about it. And it's like, I gave you everything and you're just going to be like, I wasn't there. You were fucking there. I was with you. And so then I go away and I turn my phone off, and newsflash, every girl wants you standing there with the fucking boombox being like, I'm sorry, I'm chasing after you. I love you. You mean so much to me. And you didn't do that. You were like, well, you turned your fucking phone off. So I guess it means you don't want to be friends. No, I want you to fucking make like some grand gesture that you really love me, because I know you love me, because when your fucking friend died and you talk about it to no one, you came to my apartment and you cried in my lap, and I know it was fucking real. Don't make me feel like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And now you're out being some fuckwit. Oh, because girls were sliding in my DMs, or because I want to be famous, or whatever it is. It's like, but I gave you the best of myself, and we had sex, and we did all this shit, and you just like, either you're too scared to be in a relationship, which is information that would have been helpful to me yesterday when you were trying to be in a fucking relationship with me.
Yeah.
Or everything I gave you wasn't enough. Or my best wasn't enough for you, which I know is so stupid, but like, that's how it fucking feels when you're in that situation.
Yeah.
And he knows all the shit about her family. And when she opened up about it again, I thought it was very brave. I should have that note. And he said, he's like, I haven't had a relationship to that depth of.
Yeah.
And he couldn't finish the sentence. And then he goes, ever. I just think if he was more concerned with being a great man, he would be less concerned with being a good guy. And he was trying to be a good guy when he was breaking up with her, as opposed to saying, like, here's a chick that has brought something out of me that I've never experienced with a girl before. And so I want to better myself. I want to not be scared to be in a fucking relationship. And you know what? It might blow up, and I might wake up one morning in my face. It might blow up in my face. I might wake up one morning and be totally fucking sick of her. But I'm going to take that risk because I've never felt this way about her. And by the way, I could be totally fucking wrong. But he said, I've never had a relation.
Yeah.
If he didn't say that, I would have been like, listen, they dated. She was so into him and it didn't work out, and that fucking sucks. And I do think he liked her. He just maybe didn't like her as much as she liked him. But from everything that we saw play out during this season, knowing that he went over to her place when his friend died, knowing that she couldn't even sit there and look at him because it's like, right, because you fucking liked me. You had these real feelings for me, and now I'm just sitting here stuck with a fucking ticking time bomb. And I never do this. I never fucking go home and meet the parents and like let myself be that vulnerable. And I fucking did it with you. And I'm so pissed about it because I do still like you. Because every other person I've met doesn't make me laugh the way you do. I did love how it felt when you kissed me. I did love being at home on the farm, meeting your family, because that's the life that I want.
Your nipples don't creep me out.
Yes.
Also,
that's my whole fucking diatribe. And that's why I get so upset.
yeah, you're gonna smash that.
No, I just
Devil.
I'm not going to smash that. What I wanted to ask both of you guys about was like this turning my phone off thing. This was news to me. Like what was he trying to say? It sounded reminiscent of like when fucking idiot JT said that Vanita did that, and then launched his girlfriend the next day because he couldn't get a hold of her.
What happened was
she was at a wedding.
No, the holidays are fucking brutal for her, like she had mentioned, and it's her birthday, and she just was having such a rough time because obviously they're in a bad place. She's in a bad place with her mom. She's not talking to her dad. So she went on this retreat to Costa Rica. And when she was there, she just shut her phone off. And he couldn't get to her. He's like, I called, but like you would shut your phone off.
But like, what does the timing of that? Like, he said a time that was really important for you and for me, and I couldn't get a hold of you.
Holidays are tough for both of them.
Oh.
And I think
that's what she was saying is like the holidays are a fucking disaster for her. Her birthday, she went on the thing to Costa Rica. She turned off her phone because she didn't want to remember that it was the Christmas or that it was the holidays or her birthday. She just wanted to forget about everything.
And also this guy that she really cares about, like they're not in a great place.
So he's already broken up with her, like in a way of saying like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And he's still trying to like get that midnight, like pick the phone up and hear me talk about my friend who's passed and my family issues. Like he was just trying to like get a hold of her in like a non-committal way. Like,
and that's the last note I have. Like, this is why I got when she was just like, we'll see how things play out, because it's like, no, because I know that you still care for me in some fucking way. And because you don't want to man up and like really try to do something, but you still want my friendship. You still want the shiny, great, deep, wonderful, I'm going to show up for you parts of who Sierra is. And I'm just supposed to put up with, like, no, you don't get to be my fucking friend.
Yeah. No, I'm in for all of that. I just, like I said, I had never heard him ever say like, I couldn't get a hold of you. And it was just like, it just made me wonder, like, what's the timeline of this? Like, when was the breakup? I don't ever remember them being like an official couple. I just remember them being like, they're dating on the show and then doing stuff together. I don't know how kids work these days. Everyone's talking or hanging out or, was there like an official talk of like, I'll be your boyfriend, you'll be my girlfriend. Are we even calling them that anymore? Is that even legal? I don't know. So I was just wondering like what was happening during that time where it seemed like he was saying like, I was trying to reach you and you weren't there. And I was like, are you trying to flip this shit on her? Like,
no, I
guess we're broken up now because I couldn't get a hold of you.
I think he was just trying to be like, I did try to like reach you.
Oh,
but
just
like,
in like a,
but you had turned your phone off. And right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, no girl wants, like, PSA to all straight dudes, no girl wants space.
Yeah.
They want you to stand up outside her window with the fucking boombox over her head, being like, I love you, and it's going to be okay. Even if you don't know how it's going to be okay. Just like,
that or set yourself on fire. These are your options.
100%. If you have hurt a girl,
and have someone film it.
That's it. Those are your options.
Also should be done outside my window.
Yes, so I can film it.
Yeah.
While
stay off
playing
my
my
lawn
boombox.
and don't get near my dad's car.
Yeah, and don't do it during the Santa Anas.
That's true.
Maybe fire's not the right one.
The fire alerts are back.
I know.
Hey, I haven't got a fire alert. No billionaires are hitting me up.
Wes is trying to reach you.
Can I have my last course? I'm going to start crying again. Anyway, that was my take on all of that. You can rip it to shreds if you'd like.
No. I was, no, not ripping that to shreds. I just mean, like how it came off, how I think it will come off is, like I said, everyone has already seen, they're going to feel like they've already seen this argument. And then they're going to think, okay, this whole time, the whole thing that everybody's been saying, whether it's like this show or 10,000 others like it or trying to be like it, and anyone just saying, you said you wanted an apology, he's apologized, and you still are like, we'll see how it goes, and just still like very like kind of like cold and standoffish. I also
send this to a friend because I just laid it out for you.
Yeah. And then also letting him talk for that long and kind of say those things. I think that when Paige goes, maybe stop talking, because I think that Paige is a media genius. She was raised by Lindsay Hubbard, admittedly, and she's the one. And jokingly, maybe don't, because I think she saw him like, oh shit, she's still really bummed on this, and now he's going to be a media darling because he said everything right. He's got his tortoise glasses on and his little suit, looking very low key and gentlemanly, with his pocket full of notes to lay his heart out to the girl that like has basically just had him and the dunce with the dunce hat on in the corner all season. So I just thought like I thought that Paige noticed that this isn't going well for her. Like this isn't.
I didn't take it that way. I thought he was like he's not, that's what I'm saying. He has this outgoing personality and he is so funny, right? Like you have to be smart to be that quick and put things, right? But when he is trying to express how he feels in a sensitive and vulnerable way, he is not articulate at all. And he doesn't complete sentences. He talks in circles. And I think that's why.
Don't hate on that. Excuse.
That's why I love West.
What'd you say?
That's why I love West. Even Amanda was like, God, I thought West was never going to shut up. Like, I don't think he was making sense. I don't think he was doing a good job of being articulate in his point. It's like, okay, you said it. Let's just stop.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I think is that's what I think's going on with them. That's what I think. And I think in her girl mind, she's just like, and now he's going to show up at some point. Like he's going to be dating someone and it's fine. Cause I'm over it or I'm getting over it or I'm almost over it. But like, it's just, it's a sore spot for her because I think she feels like,
no,
we had everything. And I'm
Yeah.
not crazy because America saw it. America saw the connection. They fell in love with us, falling in love with each other. And you could walk so easily. And to add insult to injury, not just did you walk, but when I thought it was smashed and it's like, okay, this sucks. Like I'm upset about it. You then went and did a New York Times article about it. And that just made me, that's why when she said like, we'll see how it plays out. Like, yeah. Because who knows what he's going to do now?
Yeah. I feel like probably every woman watching this show has their own charismatic, emotionally stupid, oddball, weirdo kid that they had a moment with. And
no, this would be a long moment if that was the case. Like.
But I think that charismatic, emotionally stunted little oddball has entered in seemingly harmless. That's the headline of it. Seemingly harmless, where you let them in and think you've really found like a golden nugget here because they have weird nipples and funny shaped head, but like I don't mind. You let yourself do those things and then they just kind of disappear into the night. And I feel like that little oddball haunts them for so long. And they're thinking like, if I could just like get behind the curtain and see how the wires are connected, like if I could understand how this works, he's never going to let you. And even once you see, it won't matter. It won't change anything. Every woman out there knows
I agree.
who this guy is.
I agree completely.
And whether they're still thinking of him or not, I think that it's a highly relatable situation.
I completely agree. And Wes did this thing in their relationship that if anyone has seen Sense and Sensibility, there's this really great moment where like one of the girls read the book, where she thinks she's in love with this guy. Like, and he shows up every day and he's smitten with her and they think that these two people are going to get married. It's Kate Winslet's love interest and I love her so much. Anyway, long story short, he ends up getting engaged to this other woman and everyone is like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? And her sister, played by Emma Thompson, comes in her room and she's like, but I thought he loved you. And she's like, he did. He does love me. I don't understand it either. And she goes, well, what happened? Like, he told you he loved you. And she's like, no, he didn't. It was every day implied, but never said.
Yeah.
And I think that so many guys do this where it's like your actions are saying one thing, but like you think you're okay on a technicality because I never called you my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because I never said I loved you. But Emma Thompson's like, but that's the crime.
Yeah.
Like you can't every day imply something with your actions. And just because you didn't say it doesn't mean that I didn't grow feelings like that and didn't think of you in a certain way. And I think that is why I'm healing, but that's why I was so mad at West.
Yeah. No, all that. When Andy brought up the thing about what was that moment after you yelled at him and screamed at him and then you went upstairs and told Paige, like, okay, I just yelled at you and now you want to make out? And the way that everybody knew exactly what she meant, they answered for her. Amanda's like, because she's a girl. And Paige says something in that vein or is laughing along about that or whatever. And then tries to cut everyone off and say, no, I just felt bad because like I really had like totally just yelled at him. And like, I did feel really bad about that. So I just, no, you did feel that. You called it exactly what it was on camera in the moment. You said, this is just me being toxic, but I've completely yelled at you. Can we make out now? Like that was a real thing that happened, and that happens to a million women, and you can yell and scream and want to shake the shit out of someone and then be like, okay, now can we get back to banging? Like that is so normal. And the way that she is able to like tell Jesse this or that, oh, I would have fucked Jesse. Oh, I would do this. Oh, we made out this way. Like, because she didn't give a shit about Jesse.
This is why I've
She
always
has to
believed
say-
yes.
But I've now realized that this entire, and I can't believe I didn't notice it before. This whole thing with Jesse, the way that she has let him in and acted with him, it was her only shot at getting some kind of reaction
from
from
him.
this dude who is like, dude, when I fucking thought of that this morning, I was like, we have been analyzing this situation for
hours.
ever and like we'll do it during Summer House, we'll do it during Southern Charm. I cannot believe this entire time, and now this is why she's so pissed at Lexi. She doesn't care about Lexi. This was her plan is not going as planned, and now she's in this triangle which she didn't ever mean to be in. But like this whole charade that she's been playing did not garner the outcome. He's still, as Christy has said from night one, just not that into you. Like, listen, I'm dumbing it down, but like,
No, that's a good point. But it's also when you're like, oh, now she's in this triangle that she didn't plan on being in. Not true, because of what you said right before that. She did plan on being in it, but she wasn't planning on pissing Lexi off. She was supposed to piss West off.
Right.
And it
Yes,
fucking
totally.
backfired,
Yes.
and pissed off a girl that like...
yeah, and so now she's getting heat from that and having to deal with it. And she's like, oh my God, nothing is working. I've made it worse. And I'm still sitting across from this dude that I'm madly in love with.
And I hate myself for it.
I hate myself for it. But he just said he's never felt this way about anyone. Is that something? Yeah, you guys heard that, right? Like, which I don't blame her, but of course everyone's going to want to shake the shit out of her.
Of course. She wants to shake the shit out of herself.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah.
That's how she feels. It's
Yeah.
just like, it was when, that's why I'm saying that one line that he said, which maybe makes me pathetic, but this is who I am.
No,
when
this
he
is,
said
every
that,
woman has felt this. Everyone has been through this maybe dozens of times.
Yes.
Like this is not an unknown
no,
thing.
ain't the first time, won't be the last time.
Yeah.
And when he said that and he couldn't even finish the sentence, it was like something in me unlocked.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I knew it. Like it was real. It was fucking real. And this is why she's so angry with you, because you've just gone off and said like, I wasn't there anymore, because you never let yourself, you were there for a fucking fleeting moment and you got fucking scared and you couldn't man up. And I get it. You're young, but you're not fucking 16.
No.
This isn't your high school sweetheart. You're an
know.
adult.
I do wonder like what it will. Hi, Pumpkinhead. If it will just be, that the next person he meets, this entire experience will have cracked him open.
Well,
more
that's what I'm
so.
saying.
And
I was just saying
be
before.
a super bummer.
She'll be so
I know.
Because also people like Sierra, I think it's very rare that she meets someone and she's like, oh, you're interesting on like every level to me. Like I have a crush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it is not the easiest thing for her, because I think she's just a rare key lock situation.
Yeah. And I truly believe she will. And again, people will be like, oh, that's not the way to do it. I don't fucking care. The way that she will be over this guy, it will not be until she meets someone else.
Yes.
End of story.
Agreed.
Like it
Agreed.
just doesn't happen. You just, because we're gonna fixate. If that, all we want is that feeling and that love and that partnership and all that. Like, I don't want to speak for all women, but I just say, many of us.
You speak for me.
and many.
And many.
Please, little, 8 pounds, 6 ounce baby Jesus, send this man toot sweet.
After that, Imrul comes out and it's very sweet that I thought, owned up to the fact that, like, I do think I got a crappy edit, but like I did lead with the, sex partay.
Yeah.
And then obviously it sucks that he's being judged by anyone, but specifically his family, about his life choices. He's not doing anything. Like, everyone's consenting. You might not be comfortable with it, or clearly, like, I have had my thoughts on it, where it just seems like gluttonous.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me dislike him. It doesn't make me not want to invite him to my Black Panther party. I don't know. I thought Lexi was really sweet for saying, we could have asked more questions, but she did also say, like, but you were kind of always gunning for, like, okay, we're out, I'm bringing someone home, hooking up, they're leaving the next morning. Like, it doesn't leave that much time to kind of foster these relationships. And I would be really surprised if he got invited back for next season.
Yeah, I don't know if he even cares to be invited back.
I agree.
I feel like this has not been
what he wanted either.
Yeah, like, we can talk about how, like, you're like, no, this is what you like, how he schooled all these people. He got a house to bang chicks in all summer, a house that normally costs jillions of dollars to spend your summer in. Like, $100,000. It's the dream over there. Yeah. Huge savings. But I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze if he wants to continue the kind of work that he's doing. And I just hate that, like, we found out so little about him, and the little of like the 2 to 3 things, generously speaking, that we did find out about him. One of them being how tight he is, and how all he cares about is his little nieces or nephews or little teeny tiny family members. Is that the party that he got uninvited from? Was there?
Like, he has one niece, he loves her so much,
yeah,
didn't get invited to the party. Like, that sucks.
His nephew's
or
birthday.
nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think West probably
Feeling
went home
like
that day and was like, "Oh no, I made up
Oh,
that
God.
name." Oh God.
Wait, I made up what?
West made up Orgy Beast.
Oh
It
God.
was his thing.
And he says that that's what the guy called and said. We don't want the orgy beast
Do we
at
want
this.
Orgy Beast at our
I know.
nephew's birthday party?
Listen, all
Which,
choice,
like-
consequence,
Yeah.
all of it. But, like, by the time that I started, like, doing like a take on Emerald, I had already watched I always watch it first just as, like, a viewer, and just as
Not as a
normal,
journalist.
yeah, not as a top-notch journalist, nonprofit.
Pro bono journalist.
Pro bono. I was already just sort of, like, so annoyed by so much of the cast that, like, I didn't even care to start fine tooth combing through what he was saying. Like, was he, did he try hard enough? Did he not try at all? Was he, it was only 4 weekends. Okay, how many weekends are total? Was there 8? Was there 10? Well, and he was just gone
There
for
were
2 of them, and then
6.
4. So then
And he was gone for 2.
So, like, okay. But at that point, I literally was like, I don't care. I liked him more, what I saw of him in this reunion, than half of the people on this stage. And I was like, God, I wish that however this shakes out for him, I hope it's his choice. I hope he either just doesn't come back because he's like, this isn't for me.
I think he'll probably be like, whatever. It was fun. It was a fun experience.
Was it?
Or yeah, whatever. But also, I thought it was funny that he came out and he did the thing, and he said, "Oh man, I led with the thing. I could have opened up more. I did. We could have asked you more questions because I feel like there's more to your personality." And he's like, "Yeah, there is. I hope there is." Next up, Toegate. Well, can we just get 2 more minutes to see, like, what his person, like, it was this whole story of, like, I might have painted myself wrong. I had some help. My family had this, there is more to my story. Okay. Thanks. Hey, Jesse, let's talk about your toe.
That must be why he left early.
Okay. Cool. Like, he got nothing.
He ends up leaving early. There's a whole thing about how Andy's out to dinner with everybody afterwards.
Yeah, dude.
And he's not in the photo. And when they ask him about it, and he's like, well, I did leave early, so that's part of it. And somebody wrote back, well, what's the whole of it? And I don't think he ever responded. I didn't even think about that, what you just said, like, that they were like, next up, okay.
Which, by the way, just keeps pointing everything back to you being an orgy beast.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not even just moving on from him. It's like, let's highlight that again.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then we're into Toegate. Because that's the next thing. The rest of the episode is
okay,
talking
but wait,
about Lexi.
Are we just not going to talk at all about what Sierra said about her mom?
Oh, well, yeah, but okay. Yeah.
Did you not hear Alanis cue in from the surround sound? And isn't it ironic?
No, but she knows it.
She's doing exactly what we've been saying about
She
Sierra.
accepts the love that like basically it's less than what she deserves.
Yeah.
I think she said my mom's into fuck boys.
Basically, I mean, more or less, I can't believe that it couldn't have been a more perfect, like, you've been watching your mom do this, and it's literally made it where, like, you don't even want to spend the holidays with her. Like, that's how much you not only recognize it, but it is driving you nuts to where, like, you're not speaking half the time. You're going to Costa Rica on the holidays to, like, tone it all out. And, like, I just thought it was very interesting.
No, there's definitely parallels there. And I think whether she's understanding all of them or seeing all of them, she's seeing a decent amount. And so hopefully all of the dots connect for her at some point, because it'll only help her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, shall we move on to the Jesse and Lexi of it all?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't even care anymore. I don't care about her birthday party. It all kind of makes sense now at this point why they didn't go. I'm glad that he was being overly flirtatious with Sierra that weekend. I think he needs to stop using things as jokes. We've broken up 18 times. I'm done. We're done.
You're your own joke.
I'm done with the checking of the bags conversation.
Yeah. When he said, like, watching it back, I always just think that is such a dipshit thing to say. Like, watching it back, you needed to watch it back when you were, like, crawling on top of Sierra on a raft. Like, you guys are both half naked and, like, you're slipping and sliding on top of her. Like, you needed to watch that back. Your boner doesn't have any memory of how that day went. Like, God, this guy sucks.
There was one good-ish moment when they were talking about how, West, how did you feel about the fact that Jesse said he would have gone after Sierra last summer if you didn't call Dibs first?
Oh, fuck. This was the best moment of the whole show.
Right. And second best. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But West said, that's a Jesse original. That never happened.
Yeah.
And that's the second time he's done this, because when they were on Watch What Happens Live, West was like, bro, you didn't. Are we watching the same thing? Like, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth again.
I can't believe, like, when he said that, I was like, and the way he said, he said it so perfectly too, where he, like, pat him on the leg, like, you little child, you've done it again. You've made a duty. and here I am to tell you that don't make a duty in the lawn again. There's a toilet inside.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I was like, oh my God, why I never even entertained the option that, like, Dibs didn't happen. Because if I really think about it, I'm taking the word of fuckface. First off, like, why would I do that? And Wes, saying many things about Wes, he's not a Dibs guy.
But hold on, this is a dude thing. Like, he didn't call Dibs, and Jesse said, like, what happened in the second week when Jesse came, because Jesse didn't make it the first weekend. They had that conversation. Is there anybody you're vibing with? And he's like, yeah, there's actually one girl that I'm vibing with pretty hard, like this girl Sierra, blah, blah, blah. That's not calling Dibs literally, but that's saying, like, it's a Craig lie. Like, did Craig get the ring? No, but he called the jeweler. So, like, Jesse's saying, like, well, he told me that he was already vibing with this girl. He was already loving this girl. He already liked this girl. He called Dibs on it's all interchangeable in Jesse's mind.
In Jesse's mind.
Yes.
Well, because Jesse's a 12-year-old who's still using the word Dibs because he's stuck in his, like, 12-year-old body because of a plethora of things that I don't even give a shit to get into anymore because I don't care. But he really just should have been an adult and said, my buddy told me that you guys had a connection and that he had spent some time with you and that he wanted to pursue that. He called Dibs. Like, it's just another bonehead dipshit move. Like, throw it in the fucking potato sack with the rest of them.
I do think, though, this interaction just goes to prove what we've been talking about the last few weeks with Jesse and Wes specifically. They're not friends outside the show. Friendly.
Dude, but they said that they go to, like, and I don't know if this was fake news, but when they were on Watch What Happens Live, Wes says that him, his mom, and Jesse have brunch every Saturday.
But that was, not every Saturday. That was the first time he met the mom.
First time he met her. And
he said they have lunch every Saturday. The three of them.
No.
I think he said it was the first time he'd ever met. I like maybe since then they've had lunch every Saturday, but like that day that he specifically said it's the first time I met her.
Wes' mom or Jesse's mom? Wes said
mom.
that they have every Saturday standing thing.
How is this?
That's what it
Wes'
is.
mom doesn't live in New York City. Well, she flies in from Missouri
I
or
don't know,
wherever the
that's
fuck.
what he
It's
said.
important brunch.
Because there was that. They were talking something about like, oh, you guys aren't that friend or whatever. They're not that close. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I remember him.
Okay.
I remember him saying something because I was like, oh, fuck. That's
Well, I'm going to rewatch
different.
that because
Yeah,
I took
I
it
thought
as it was the first time he met the mom.
And to which I then thought, oh God, I was wrong. They are friends because who takes someone to meet their mom if they're not West? West does that. So.
Don't get me riled up.
These aren't the cheeses I ordered.
Huh?
Oh,
Those
you
aren't the
break
right
it, you buy
cheeses.
it.
You're against orange Cheez-Its? They did text with something that said, oh, we had some substitutions, but I didn't even read it
God
because,
damn it.
well, whatever, it was too late. By the time I got it, like it was,
It's
this
too
motherfucker
late.
scheduled it to come at 6 a.m. and they can only call my phone because my phone is the one that's hooked up to the box.
That seems intentional.
Felt that
Trying to
way.
get her to wake up earlier.
Trying.
But when she goes to bed at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I was up like all night last night.
Do we have anything else to say about Lexi and Jesse?
Probably shouldn't have put that big mouthful of peanuts in my deal.
Big mouthful of penis?
Peanuts. You got see? I'm so gullible. I'm like, no, he didn't say penis, Natalie. That's crazy.
That's disgust.
I do think these people do not like Lexi.
No.
This group of people do not like this girl. They were giggling so much during the whole fucking situation. They were literally laughing in her face.
I'm not even joking.
Even
you.
Andy, and to the point where he was like, okay, okay, this is all, but like, and she's like, yeah, fucking no, dude. Like, and then, and like, I'm not even, I know I was like, oh, fucking Lexi's team, Team's like the best, we're doing a boot camp and the whole thing. I'm not like totally off Team Lexi. But see, even for Sierra to troll her with the kiss thing, which was so unnecessary and so like, well, that's not even A, it was a joke. B, it was last year. C, what? Why are you bringing that up? In the way of like, well, we've done worse. What? We've kissed. What? You guys fucking kissed? Well, yeah, remember last year? And everybody was like, okay, dude, that was some
Wasn't even a real
bullshit.
kiss.
Yeah, like, they do not like her. They do not like her. And even Sierra is trolling. And maybe Sierra's trolling her because she feels she's trolling her in the press, that Lexi's trolling her in the press. But like, that crew, they don't like her.
I have a conspiracy theory on that.
What?
On that.
That's so
on the
weird.
kiss. Yeah, I know.
Do tell.
I know that I've got a lot tonight, and I know they're getting to sound crazy, but just, be entertained. You don't have to like take me literally. I think she did that on purpose, thinking that it would go into a teaser and that the audience would have at least a week to talk a gang of shit on her, only to find out that she was talking about the kiss we all saw last season in front of everyone, Wes included, also approved by Wes, while everyone watched and laughed along. I think she was trying to set the audience up along with everyone else who does some version of this to talk a bunch of shit for a week and then watch the reunion and to be like, oh, we got that wrong, and be humbled by being wrong about her again, to which she would then be like, shrugging like, I just can't win. I respect the move, but it was cross-canceled by the West Convo and then buried and forgotten after watching Lexi sit there while everyone laughed at Chompers. The town dipshit.
I would like to see how many people in the comments thought, oh my God, what? And didn't think.
It wasn't in a teaser. They fucked her on it. That's the funny part.
No, but like, it was in the, like, when the show first started, like on tonight's episode, blah, 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 like all that, she said it, I think.
The coming attractions.
Right, but it wasn't aired. It like, look,
No,
listen.
no.
I think it was so obvious when she said it, even when I heard it first, I was like, what? You're going to bring up the kiss from last summer? Like,
Oh, I didn't think.
It didn't cross my mind that like, oh my God, are we getting some breaking news?
No, I thought because
instantly thought
I've said before, like I feel like they probably have made out by now. If the show's over, they're hanging out, they're doing outside things outside of the show. This is before, obviously. So much of like the realization that this whole entire thing with Jessie between her and Sierra has. Well, I have another theory too, but has
The
been,
thumbnail should just be Nat's baseless conspiracy theories, just for this episode specifically.
Yeah, I'll try to come up with like a better name for it.
Yeah, something that's got more of a ring.
More,
to
yeah,
it.
more pizzazz.
Yeah.
More zing.
Exactly.
I could try that. But where was I going with any of this?
You said you had another conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but was that another one? What was that one about?
They got 1,000 of those.
The kiss thing, like they never used it. And like it was so stupid. It was literally the dumbest thing to say. There was no need for it. It was like,
because it wasn't a real kiss.
it wasn't a real kiss. It was a joke. It was approved by Wes, witnessed by the whole house, laughed at.
Yeah, they straight up asked permission.
Yeah, it was exactly. Like you don't bring that up for no reason at all unless you're trying to get like a sound bite, a teaser out of it, a something. You're trying to get something out of that. That's stupid.
Maybe, but also there's not the one reason, there's two. There's that, and then there's also, I don't like this girl. She's trolling me in her fucking press, so I'm gonna troll her back.
Okay, but with a thing that makes you look stupid, that you just said something
I'm not
that
saying
like
she planned it out very well. It doesn't,
Yeah.
but like it's not like it's definitely was a tactic.
a tactic of some sort. We just disagree on which tactic
Either
or
way,
to garner
did
what
not work.
outcome. Yeah, it didn't work either way.
But also, I feel like we've talked about this, but real quick, because as you were talking about like how close her and Jessie were in the house this season, Paige was having an off summer. She was super depressed, super insular. I really feel like Jessie, Amanda, and Kyle were kind of off in their own private Idaho for like a lot of the season. Imrul was stooping left, right, and center. Carl was Carl, right? He's like
Carling all year.
right, like but nervous, overthinking things. Also, she knew that he had a crush on her. She could probably feel that. So she probably didn't want to hang out with him too much because she didn't want to give him the wrong idea. Lindsay's pregnant. Gabby wasn't around that much. She's not talking to West. Like she didn't really have that many options on who to totally like
Who to slip
get
and slide
down
on
with.
yeah.
Kind of.
No, listen, I don't know. The other thing is, okay, because I have something that was just sort of like another just theory about what's going to happen next. So I'm just trying to see if I have anything else about just like the
Would it be a
Lexi
conspiracy?
about Toegate. Yeah, conspiracy. I told you.
Do you make these homemade?
My Triscuits?
No, these nuts. You do, right? Tell me you make them homemade with butter you churn yourself, and they'll never make me sick.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they are from Sprouts, from like their like where you know
The bin.
Yeah. So that feels like it's
That's
something.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's my section.
Yeah.
The
I'm
bulk
in
section.
love with Sprouts.
I
it
love
so much.
Sprouts. I'm so
They're
bummed
the best.
that it closed on Santa Monica.
Wait,
There was a big,
Yeah.
great Sprouts on
I
Santa
don't think
Monica.
I've ever been there.
Oh, I have.
Then it closed.
just-
Now it's going to become an Irwin.
People bring us stuff from there. But every time the ingredients are so good, like everything's just super,
I know.
super delicious.
And it's not crazy expensive. It's like pretty normal.
I'm like kind of on the tip right now of like, it's really hard for me to believe that Lexi really, really, really gives enough of a shit about Jessie dumb shit Solomon. Like it just seems so much more to me about like, no, this is the beginning of her summer house journey, her career, getting asked back, going on every media outlet in the world to talk about this one thing about, again, a guy that's just like not anywhere near like the level of dudes that she can bang in an instant. Not even bang. She can probably marry. I find Lexi to be very attractive to many New York City men, and she does not need to be having this big kerfuffle with Jesse and Sierra and the girls are laughing. No one's really taking any of this seriously. A lot of people are kind of out on her right now because they're just like, okay, this is what was going on for like 4 weeks or something. Like, was it like a 5-minute relationship?
Somebody commented, dude, I was totally in on you guys until I found out you were Team Lexi. And then I bounced.
Yeah. And I replied back like, as opposed to Team Jesse?
Yeah, they wrote
if
back,
those are the
like,
teams,
Team
then
nobody.
like, I don't know what to tell you. Then hell yeah.
And I think they replied like, I hate them both. And I was
She
thinking
did
like,
say.
no problem. You can. Maybe not the show for you.
Yeah.
Us or Summer House.
Listen,
both.
we take what they give us. We complain about it all year. That's what happens here.
You get what you get and you don't get upset.
Well, we get upset and we get what we get. It changes nothing. And that's the culture here. That's the Bravo culture.
It's the showmance culture.
Yeah. So this goes into my broader thing. I know I'm all over the place, but I feel like this is the last day of school, kind of like, even though
Matt
we've
has
got
senioritis.
Yeah, even though we've got like maybe 2 more reunions of this shenanigans. I don't know, maybe just 1. Who knows? But I'm just kind of free flying. So I keep wondering, obviously, as any red-blooded Bravo viewer, American is, like, what is this spinoff? When does it start? After this whole thing happened, like watching those girls just laugh when, like, I swear to God, if this was happening to any of them, it would be, it would be what it was last year. We saw what it would be.
Every 8 reunions, it's happened 8 times. They made a thing with Kyle and fucking Lindsay sitting next to each. Have we ever sat? No, we're always beefing. And Amanda's like,
there is no or.
There's no or. You're always so like. There's never been a not situation.
So they're doing this because they have senioritis. They're not going to be like, I don't know what the timing is. I know that like I had heard, from one place that it was like they were going to do season 10 and then just go straight from the summer house, which would be right now. They would start filming now.
I was just going to say, like, if they're going to air that shit after Summer House next year, they're filming.
No, they're filming Summer House right now
in July.
Right. So then they would to go straight into because Summer House is almost over. So like this summer will air next January, February. And then maybe during the summer in the city or whatever, like how whatever they're going to call it, however that's going to work. I don't know.
Dude, I'm so lost.
I hope it's not called like Loverboy headquarters or some bullshit like that. Wait, what? You're so lost on it?
Just, I don't know where we are in the planet Earth right now in like the solar system and what day and month it is.
Oh,
like,
I thought you were
up.
basically saying like what I was saying. You weren't like, okay. I hope this cast does not come back. This whole reunion gives me the vibe that they're not coming back because of how they're laughing. And they're literally kids on the last day of school. That it makes no sense in comparison to any other reunion we've seen. And again, the way that they're treating Lexi is like, even if they could just have some tact about it, like they don't have to be nicer, but even just for their own reputations, as all the work that they put into putting their media personalities on, like maybe just don't laugh. Maybe just
I felt bad when they were all laughing. I was like, guys, this doesn't feel nice.
And that's why when I said that, like by the time we got to Emerald in my second watch, I was like, I'm not dissecting Emerald's timeline with did he try hard enough? Did he not? How many days was he there? How many? Because I was like, fuck all these people. I like him better than everyone on this fucking stage right now. These girls suck. I'm so done with them. I'm not done with them, but I love this cast. I hate them on this show. I don't want to watch these people on at least half of this crew. I don't want to watch in a summer house again. I will. I won't like it because I do this job nonprofit. So I like to enjoy it. Aren't the nonprofits for your passion projects or the nonprofits?
Yeah.
So I started to think about it. I started thinking about how Lexi's treating this and how this really isn't, like something like this can't be that serious. She's not that serious about this, but she seems really serious about it. I think it's because this is her beginning of her taking over the summer house. What I'm wondering now is what are their plans for Sierra? Because if you think about the people that would definitely be leaving. It would definitely be Paige, definitely Lindsay, definitely Amanda and Kyle. I don't know what happens with Carl. Maybe stay. I don't know.
I think that would probably depend on Softbar, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a Bravo executive. And I know Bravo or networks don't like to do, like, there was a time when everybody was pitching like startup shows, like, oh, we're going to follow this new startup. And the networks were like, what? I want a 7, 8, 10 season show. These motherfuckers could be out of business in 6 months. I'm not backing that. And we had to go tap back to the drawing board on the old startup shows. But that would.
Carl's going to be in his van show, remember?
I mean, listen, people like that idea. He should do it.
All of these people, I guess what I'm saying, have a business, or, obviously Lindsay's pregnant. I don't know if she's going to resume something in the world of marketing.
She's in the baby business now.
Right.
Wait, for real?
Sierra doesn't.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's what she's. I'd be shocked if Gemma didn't have an Instagram.
Yeah.
Lindsay did mention it. I can't remember when, if it was an after show or a Watch What Happened. What was an after show? Clearly. But she's like, what do I do now? Like, maybe it was during the show where Danielle was talking to her last week.
Right. It was that setup. That was a part of, like, I'm having an identity crisis. What is my, like.
Yeah. What I do for work. She specifically said, what do I do for work?
I'm on the great wide open, just like Paige. Life ain't what I thought it would be. Shucks, I can't. What's like all that shit. They've been setting us up this whole time, which is it's great. If I'm current TV at Bravo, I don't know if I would find Sierra someone to put on my development slate or keep on my current show, because she's not really in the life phase that the other ones are in. She might be more beneficial to me as a Bravo current to stay on the show she's on
With Lexi?
with Lexi,
Oh, God.
with West, with Jesse, and new people. Because that triangle is still going. The stories are still swirling. They're all participating in them in some fashion.
I don't think we're going to get that. I think it's going to be like a Send It Summer season 10, then roll into the new show.
Okay.
I just can't imagine season 10. They shit can everyone that started the show. Like Kyle, Carl, Lindsay.
Maybe. It's not so much about shit canning. It's about they're ready to move on. Their Loverboy's ready to have its own
it's a spin-off.
focus. It's a spin. Yeah. But like we've been saying this whole time, like a 10th season is something the cast might want to be a part of that 10th anniversary, 10 years in. Like it's just a number. Like it might mean something to them, it might not. That number might mean to them, we've graduated to the next thing. Like who knows? The other funny thing that I noticed, and I never have captions on ever on Peacock. I fucking hate captions. I don't know how it turned on today. But did you hear someone say, "Can I get a mic check?" Did you hear the name they said? Can I get a mic check for Hannah?
Shut up.
I rewound it because I'm like, who are they talking about? And then I noticed the captions are on. Well, baby Jesus, put my captions on. Can I get a mic check for Hannah? Go look.
I don't need to because you've already done it for us. This is why you're the hard-hitting
No,
journalist.
Sweet
here.
Baby Jesus did it.
Which would make sense because that little Easter egg. First of all, if they're doing businesses and
You
people
think Hannah is going to be in the reunion?
to be a part of the announcement for the spinoff, because I think she's on it.
Wow, Bethany. Wow.
So remember when I told you however many months ago now, I saw a photo of the cast with Paige in a same outfit that she's on another video with Hannah. I'm like, Paige is in a double upper on outfits.
You know how you say, like, you'll have 100 conspiracy theories and one will pan out? This could be the one.
Huh.
I saved this for Harris because Harris probably noticed this too. But he's been waiting for this moment. He's been waiting for the Amanda.
I mean,
Paige.
we all have.
Hannah.
We've all wanted it. That's interesting.
I'm here for it. Fully here for it.
Can I get a mic check for Hannah?
I'm
And it's
gonna watch it
only
again.
voiceover. You don't see who said it. You don't see Hannah there. The name,
But
if
it
you
feels
just
like they're
listen to the
clocked,
name,
like-
you wouldn't even notice that it was Hannah. So there is a chance that whoever does the transcription got it
Got it wrong.
That's a thing. I've seen that happen.
It's an odd name to get
It's
wrong.
an odd name to get
Right.
wrong.
Because I'm trying to think what else could it be? Like you see when they do Sierra, it's Sierra instead of
I don't know. I never see the
CIAR.
captions.
See, I keep them on all the time.
Wouldn't that be crazy if she got back in with this crew
For the spinny.
for the spinny?
I'm here for a spinoff.
Because I don't think Paige has time to do a whole fucking show without her like main bitch. Because they're
That
going
being
places.
said, though, like Hannah and Paige, their YouTube shows doing just fine.
I
So,
know.
like, at what point, like, we talk about it all the time. Like, I pitch shows to people over, like, the same people over and over. And there's one group of people that I work with. They're like, they want YouTubers and Instagrammers. They're like, oh, get us Instagram. We want to do a show with it. And I'm like, that's great, man. They don't want to do a show with us. Like, we're grandpas. Like, TV is dying. They are the new entertainment. So, like, what are you going to do? You're going to take an Instagram kid who gets 7 million views every time they post something and do what? Put him on a fucking cable network for 600,000 views a week? Like, this dude's going to laugh in your face. Like, these girls, whoa.
Oh, that's so cute. Minnie's got something to
Minnie's like, I want to do a show with Grandpa.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Grandpa.
He just called himself Grandpa.
Just
Aw.
TV. TV is grandpa. Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Sorry.
What was my point? What
She
was I
stole your
saying?
thunder.
I don't know. I didn't interrupt though. That was Poppins.
You guys both did. All three of you did.
No, we didn't. It was popping.
But what was I saying?
You're basically saying like, why would Hannah? I think that what you
Oh,
were
yeah.
getting to is why would Hannah come back to do this? They've
Yeah,
got
like
a YouTube
their
show, it's doing
YouTube
great.
show's going off. So like these YouTubers like, and they don't want anything to do with TV. They're like, no, we're good. Thanks. We're like, we are what you guys are not now, you know, whatever. So like, there's like, as cool as that would be, there's a part of me that even Paige is savvy enough and like, they're savvy enough to be like, yeah, we could do this show, or we could just keep going around with our homie and fucking getting the same amount of money, probably more money in a season 2 of Hannah and Paige do stupid shit or whatever that show's called.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's funny. If you like them, you're going to love that show. If you liked Simple Life or any of these, like it's fucking YouTube is becoming TV. YouTube is, it's almost official, dude. Like, YouTube
No,
is,
I know.
you can make your own fucking TV shows.
You know what
People
you-
are doing it, and they're gonna make just as much money as fucking any of the lower end cable networks.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, we're
Yeah,
trying.
we're
I'm
gonna
kidding.
be trillionaires.
Yeah.
Listen, there's something
Like and
to.
subscribe.
I'm trying to think. There's something to. First of all, this is a redemption story for Hannah. This is I've got my like the job that I basically got fucking marched out of. I'm back, and you all can suck a dick. There is something about, you know, she's like opportunities. Like I understand that, like, yeah, your own YouTube show where all the money is yours could be like way more profitable, like monetarily in the immediate. But like Hannah's a young bitch who's going, like she's I'm sure she's thinking, I'm going to spread myself. Whoever will have me right now, I'm getting on every platform. She got a Netflix special. She's going to be on a Bravo show.
One hand's going to
She
feed
got-
the other.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah,
all,
but I
that's how
I
you
feel like Hannah of all the people would be like, do you know what I've done since you motherfuckers fired me? Fuck you. I'm not coming back. How much you're gonna pay me 10 times what you're paying
Yeah.
everybody? And Bravo's gonna be like, we don't have that money. And she's gonna be like, cool then. Like and subscribe. Check me on YouTube, bitches.
Why do you
Catch
think
me
it's
outside.
not funny at all that they're like, let's get this YouTube show up before, I think it's almost like a bargaining chip. It's like,
I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, like, I've been saying it. Probably you're sick of me saying it, and people that like for years, like, TV's dying. It's YouTube. That's where we're headed. That's where we need to
Yeah.
be.
So why
So,
not
like-
creak out the last couple pennies from a dying place?
Because it's dead. Like, and
Bravo though
it's-
is different.
I don't know if it is. Read the comments. Everyone's so up in arms about the fucking behavior of Bravo, the toxicity, the boys club, they get away. Like, it's
And what do we always say? That the people that hate it are the biggest watchers.
right. But I do feel like there could come a time
Sure.
in the not so distant future where people start realizing that it might be more fun to watch people friends on YouTube doing silly shit and having a good time and giggling and laughing as an escape rather than, like, I think people are starting to have these realizations of like, wait, why do I watch these people? Why do I enjoy these trashy fucking people? And they're going to find out why. Then they're going to maybe click off and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like,
There's your viewer. What's she gonna do? You tell me what this bitch gonna do.
I
You
mean,
think she's clicking off?
Nope. I love it.
but you're
Gen
you're
X is
gonna be
alive
a
and well,
dying
and
breed.
elder millennials, they got some years left in them for Bravo TV.
I take umbrage with the elder. Thank you very much.
Oh, you know
But
what
no,
I'm
I'm
saying?
kidding. I couldn't give a shit. I'm
I feel
43. I
some young
couldn't care.
millennials are like, oh
Yeah.
shit, Foof, don't act a fool. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I don't
I'm
think it
sorry
should
that
be
this is
even
even to
allowed
be a
up
thing.
there. Fifth. Get down.
It's okay.
Until you stretch.
Just as long as you look at my burns getting better.
Yeah.
I've been putting the Sporin on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we do commies?
Yes.
I love the commies.
Oh, well, I should just say, because just since we are commenting on just this particular episode, the argument that Lexi had with Sierra, even though, like, I think I could easily just skim over it because I now just sort of think that, like, they're doing their own, like, they're just doing it because they're on a show, and I can't imagine that either of these girls give a shit about this meathead. So, like, it's hard to believe. But if we are just commenting on it, I think that Sierra's argument was kind of horseshit, and the way she was like, you think I'm being manipulative? Well, I think he is. I think that you're not stupid and you're taking the selfies, and maybe you're both at your jobs. Maybe the US Open was sponsored things. He could have apparently brought Lexi. He didn't because he knows you're there. And so it's just all the drama, and it got weird, and you guys were weirdos and you did weird stuff. And I just think, like, it all goes back to what I said last week, where Lexi just said it so simply and perfect when she said, you guys took things too far and it got weird. And, like, if they could just admit that, like, it got weird, then, like, that would be great. And then I think we could all move on with our lives.
I'm gonna subscribe to these people are just fucking doing their day jobs,
Yeah.
and they're friends, and they're gonna party, and they fucking, who cares? And, like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to talk shit about us going to a thing, or we happen to be at the same place event because we both do brand deal. That's our job, and, like, we took some pictures together, and you guys are gonna freak out about it. Okay,
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at. I'm like, these
With
people,
Jesse and Sierra.
the whole crew, like the laughing at this thing, the like, they're not in on Lexi. And I'm not hating on them for it, right? Like, I don't know why they don't like Lexi, but it's clear they're not in on Lexi.
Yeah.
Which, in a way, kind of, I get a little clicky too. Like, these are my friends. Like, well, maybe I was fucking snow. Who are you, new girl? You know, like,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of me that's like, well, if they don't
Of
like her,
course,
why do
but
I so much?
Of course, but, like, they were just flat out
Listen, that's
rude
just what
and
I'm-
mean
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and ridiculous, and they all could be punched for all I care. When they asked Amanda about it, and she's like, "It was hurtful for you to watch you say that. Like, when you thought that you were just dying for them to hook up, you'd do anything if they could just hook up. When, like, I think it was pretty clear that I was dating this guy, and Amanda's just like, I think in my mind, it was just such a thing that, like, could never happen. It's like, no, just say, like, this is a show and we're all just talking. Like, I mean, you can't say that or whatever, but just, like, in my mind, like, just when she said those words, because, like, I've heard that people start that sentence so many times of, like, justifying why they said something. Here's what she should have said. I got you this job. I don't know. You're on your own now, kid. You know, like I think that is why I don't want to see these people back because it's so obvious. They have grown out of this show.
Yeah.
They are not real friends. The fantasy is dead. The fulfillment fantasy that you always talk about.
Way harsh, Ty. The
It's
fantasy
not.
is
I
dead.
said it in the
like-
last few
No, I
weeks.
know.
Like these people aren't real friends anymore.
Yeah,
like,
and you love this show because all you've ever wanted was
is to see friends party. And like
and,
I'm
to be in a house for the summer. You used to do it, and so when you watch,
It's
sorry,
the- yeah.
I'm like he has a memory of these.
I feel like he's like, you're like a stage mom right now. You're like, and remember how we rehearsed it when we were home? Am I okay to back up?
TBD. I don't know. Like,
Hey,
it really
Phil,
don't.
just get down.
I am a cat lover. I have 4 cats. Foof just sometimes goes,
Foof is got emotional disorder.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Harris, we missed you.
Oh my God, I was having such bad withdrawals. I thought you were mad at us. Not mad. I thought maybe you just found new friends. That's
How
even
funny
worse.
that you are both having withdrawals for each other. Like we all, you know.
Yeah,
That's
because
funny.
that's what happens for soulmates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed you, Locus. I'm so insane. I watched this Summer House ep at 4 a.m. on Thursday, then drove to the airport at 5:30 a.m. to go on vacay, where I was off the grid. I was having genuine curly analogy, bestie Nat giggles, and Mike Matt Mark, my fellow West Wilson megastan withdrawals. In one of the most beautiful places in the world. So we are so back. And we're just so happy to have you back.
Yeah.
Also, where'd you go, if you don't mind saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds
Um,
fancy. I don't know why.
It does have, we said one of the most beautiful places
Oh
in
yeah,
the world.
no, that's
so.
why. That's why. See, I have a memory of a fish.
Really, it is. It's like doing a show with Dory. 32 Walloping Way, Sydney, or whatever that line is. Okay. Mo Crazy writes, thanks, guys. You guys rock. My new way is to watch you guys first, then watch Summer House. I get so much more out of it because I concentrate on things you highlighted. If I didn't
Conspiracies, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah. I feel back. Spoiler
Welcome
alert.
to my world.
Oh God. I thought that was kind of brilliant though. I was like, oh my God, that's so like, I wish I could do that, but I can't because we're here.
Someone else would have to do it for us.
Yeah.
So that we can watch.
Yeah, maybe Mo Crazy could sit in for me.
Yeah.
We could swap.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny Smiles said, Danielle on Winter House revealed her true insanity to the point where I stopped focusing on Austin. And I have to say, that's when the jig was up truly for me with Danielle.
Yeah.
Because remember, she was acting so nuts with that guy. She's like, I'm breezy. I love you. When can we hook up? It's fine. We don't need to hook up. I just thought we had something. Like, it was so manic.
Yeah.
And by the way,
she's-
you can be manic, but like not with the camera crew on you.
Yeah.
Or please do, but no, we're gonna have some opinions on it. Nettie, love Nettie. Done with West completely. Please go away with Jesse and get your own diff show away from the girlies. Didn't appreciate his comments. This was during the dinner argument scene. Nobody needed to challenge Lexi's feelings because who the F are you for that? Jesse is a grown-ass man. He can speak for himself. You are nobody's mama to chime in on this. And Paige and Sierra stuck up for her for supporting his intrusion. I just, like we had said, we didn't understand why Paige did that. And so that's kind of why I pulled that comment because obviously other people were like, Paige, why did you do that?
She's probably thinking you need to find your voice if you're going to manhandle this show next year on your own, little buddy.
Yeah.
That was my first comment, only because I was going to, and I know Nettie has said her displeasure with West before, but I was going to be like that. Ooh, that's our first disagreement.
First
wonder-
fight.
First
It
fight.
happens in every
Yeah.
couple's relationship.
I wonder how Nettie feels though now after this reunion. She'll let us know. Tiffany Finley, I hated the party theme too. I'm so glad that party. I still to this day don't even know what the last party's theme was.
That party, yeah.
Haunted Hampton's house, scary. Like, it
Summer's
sucked.
dead.
Yeah, Summer's dead.
It seemed like an end of an era, like not end of an era. That's not it, but like a dead and buried dead to me.
See, but then
Handmaids didn't make sense then.
right, like they needed to give us, if they were trying to be like cute with it, like the death of Summer or whatever, like you need to tell us this because we're not picking up what you're putting down. Grace Carr. Gabby is the better version of Danielle. She is a B character ready to defend the protagonist with her life. She swapped Lindsay for Lexi, but believe me, if Lindsay starts talking crap about Turner next season, Gabby will be right beside her, co-signing every check. Said it perfectly. Like
who was that?
That was Grace Carr.
Right. Okay.
And she's just a better version of that player on the show.
Yeah.
And I just think she's so cute.
New and improved. Yeah. I know. Gabby's so fucking cute.
Yeah. And funny. She has great one-liners. Okay.
We're not gonna talk about those abs.
I know.
I'll fucking kill someone for her abs.
Pilates. She said she really
legit.
kicked it up a notch, and you can see. Okay. JBJS for IR. I don't know how to shorten that. Sorry.
JB, maybe?
But okay.
She don't even have a YouTube.
She's like, what's wrong with her?
I have the giggles.
JBIR. I don't know how I would.
Well,
join
because
that.
I don't know, like the JB. There's a million JBs out there. Okay. Anyway, most folks age out of summer. Oh my god, I can't. It's so hard for me. Sorry, JB.
Dude, what the fuck? Did you slip her some cuddle candies?
I want to eat some right now.
Oh my god, you should have some. They're so great. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I find these so funny. Okay, JB said most folks age out of summer share houses after college. It doesn't make sense. FYI, for the Hamptons, it actually does make sense because it's not like you're random, like, oh, it's $5,000 for, 2 weeks and you've got 10 people in there. These houses are literally like 50, not even on the water. They're $50,000 a month minimum. I remember when we had a friend who more than 10 years ago had a summer, like rented a place out in Malibu and it was $100,000 for the month.
For the month.
And that was probably 15 years ago. So
whose house was it? Not, I don't mean you don't have to say her, but the
owner?
house, it originally belonged to someone.
Yeah, I don't remember though.
I think it was like Led Zeppelin.
Oh, maybe. It was someone cool.
It was who?
Well, it was a dude in Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It wasn't. It was someone else like that, though.
Good job.
Jimi Hendrix, maybe. Like somebody.
Rock and rolly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? It was. Dude, you should have
Jimi
seen
Hendrix
this.
been dead for like 50 years.
Well, he owned it at some point. Malibu's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, I just wanted to explain that it's not random for the Hamptons because the prices are just so astronomical. Robert
Plant, that's who it was, Robert Plant.
No, it wasn't.
Are you serious?
No, but it was who sings
Sting or
driving that train? Hi, Uncle Kane.
The Grateful Dead.
The Grateful Dead. Okay, who's the lead guy?
Garcia.
Jerry Garcia. Was one of the guys.
Oh my god.
Carry on. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm going to do my comments.
Robert, I don't know how to pronounce the rest of it. And I got yelled at for saying the whole name, so it's just Robert right now. Jesse is two-faced, 100%. My phone is frozen. Okay. Only gets better. My fave. A spinoff is much needed right now. Is a much needed right.
Babe, did this order. Oh, Willa, you're mad at me.
Dude, what is happening right now?
In the wedding planner, Massimo asks, "What's her name?"
They were cones. You. Oh no, that's the wedding singer. You had 3 people. They were cones. I was with your sister doing the thing where she works with my nipples.
I'm talking about Jennifer Lopez, who was playing an Italian girl in the wedding planner, and Massimo's like, "Mare fiore, I know I don't have a lot of money."
Is this your Australian accent?
I could make a good life for you.
Like and subscribe, everyone. We'll see you next week.
The La Trattoria.
Ready?
Forget about it. It's time to watch that movie again.
Hey, you guys.
Because Mike hasn't fucking remembered a movie since Goonies.
Dude, it's the best movie in the world.
I've never seen it.
Oh, fuck off. Are you serious?
Okay, that's aggressive. We were all
It
laughing and
should
having
be
a good time.
aggressive. You've never seen Goonies?
No. Is it a rom-com?
What?
Yes.
Is Jennifer Lopez?
She wasn't big enough yet. You gotta see Goonies.
You don't know. Do I have black all over my face?
Yes. This is getting out of hand. I need him on that.
Why are you
ready
laughing?
for you.
You're the only one that's stoned. You're the one that should be laughing.
Well, I know, and I'm not.
Okay.
What does that tell you?
I'm gonna take it from the top again. I don't know if I can get through these comments. They're
Where's my
so.
Taco
I'm
Bell?
so hot now that my fucking
Okay, come on.
wedding.
Okay. Only Gets Better says a spinoff is much needed right now. I don't know if I'm bored. I can't do comments. Someone's got to take over.
You guys are fucking idiots. I agree with Mark. What? That's a good one.
Oh, God.
Deborah Lashley. I agree with Mark. I think the girls really didn't think too much of Lexi. Almost all the girls have, for some weird reasons, always loved Jesse. It's not that funny. It's true. Then I didn't reply, and she thought I was mad because she called me Mark. She was like, sorry, Mike. I was just trying to be funny.
Oh, no.
Totally fine.
Please, we prefer when you call him Mark.
Yeah, no. I only get...
I feel like, was it Deborah or someone else that was like, I said this, but I don't think I knew what I was talking about. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you think anyone here knows
Yeah, none
what
of
I'm
us do.
talking
That's what's so fun about this place. We just say whatever we want.
Or don't.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
laugh through everything.
We'll figure it out
Or
tomorrow.
Forget to turn the audio on.
Oh, God.
I did turn it on.
That's what you said last time. Wait, did you read the Only Gets Better one? A spinoff?
I couldn't get through it.
Why
so you
don't I
need to
give
read
it a
for
shot?
me.
Oh, just so everyone knows, Only Gets Better. She was my friend first.
She can be your friend still?
Yeah, we can
No,
all
one
be
friend.
Well,
Fine.
we can all
I can
be
read her
friends.
comments. Only Gets Better. A spinoff is much needed right now. I don't know if I'm boring.
See, it tripped me up too.
Let me tell you what I do to these fools. I go through and I bring all the comments over, and then I read them all, and then I correct them.
Yeah, there are some typies.
That's it. That's your.
I reword them sometimes. Sometimes people are probably like, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you can't be putting words into people's mouth.
Yeah.
You're infringing on their First Amendment rights.
Exactly.
All right, Only Gets Better. A spinoff is much needed right now. I don't know if I'm boring, but I'm more interested in their real lives right now. More about Lindsay and how she feels about having a daughter and becoming a mother. More about Paige's life beyond Craig. More Gabby for sure. I would watch A Day in the Life of Gabby. Haha. I need more meat and potatoes here. Yeah, dude. More friends, more people doing real shit and
Yeah.
not stupid shit with stupid people.
I replied
Agreed.
to her.
You did. You said 1,000%. There's seriously only so much story to be had in bikinis and beds. I don't know if I believe that. There's a lot of story that can be told in a bikini.
Same.
On Skinamax.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a family show.
Yeah. This is from Shannon Fall, and we talk about Imrul. Imrul got the shaft this season. Yeah, no pun intended. My theory, this is an interesting point. My theory is that during editing, production leaned in heavy on his underground play party kink without considering everything going on in New York with the Diddy case and how it's unfolding. While I don't think Imrul is involved in anything nefarious whatsoever, it's probably not an easy time for the play party community. I'm guessing it was easier to edit him out than go back to change his entire edit from the previous episodes. Courtney thinks that's super funny.
No, this was a very interesting take, but you want to know why Mike thought it was so interesting? Because he had it, and Mike loves to read
Yes.
takes that he
Yeah,
already
yeah.
said.
I did?
Yeah, you said it in the like S1 or not.
You said it once in the
whatever.
beginning, once mid-season, and now you've done it.
You brought in
That's
reinforcements.
what we call a wraparound.
Correct.
Well, Shannon, great minds think
Welcome
alike.
to Mike's team, Shannon.
I'm a little older than you are because I forgot that I said that.
Everything. By the way, everything is just hitting me funny right now. I don't. Something got knocked loose, and now I'm uncorked.
Tiffany Finley doesn't agree. I don't see this at all, and I'm into conspiracy. Which, yeah, maybe. I just thought it was an interesting
Tiffany's
point.
into conspiracies?
Tiffany Finley, she said she's into conspiracy, and I'm into a conspiracy.
Come with me.
So this one, I just have a question because I don't know. So Teresa Mardoff, one of the cast members, said they have trouble finding men for the show. I agree the guys are dorks, with the exception of Kyle, who is very good looking, but he's also a dork. Do you think that what does that mean? Is that like the cast members have to find the dudes?
I mean, I think that they want friends. They want people like that. That's their preference. And then I'm sure that, yeah, it seems like the cast has to bring the people.
All right. This one is just super funny, and if I wish it would have happened. Ray of Sun. I keep wondering why Lexi didn't get petty and start singing the Jesse's Girl song, but rewrite it to where it's not a compliment. Would have been the perfect shade. Like, for example, why can't I find a woman like that? And change it to nobody wants to be Jesse's girl. And just be singing that all summer long instead of what would Jesse Solomon do? Oh, she said that song would crush and bruise his ego. Totally. That's fucking hilarious. I've
Kyle
been
doesn't
honestly
really like
singing
him. Kyle should
Nobody
do a
Wants to Be
remix.
Jesse's Girl since I read that 4 days ago.
Kyle should do a remix on his turntables.
Oh, he could do it. Oh, I guess not with Jesse, but
No,
somebody.
he doesn't like Jesse, so it'd be funny. It'd be like when what's his name? James Kennedy would get on the mic and sing Tom Sandoval's a liar.
This one, I thought, I didn't know anything about this, but I'm with you because if they cut this out, and it would have been super funny.
I'm so awful.
Oh my God. That was full when I gave it to her.
Oh, that's not true.
Kellyanne Conway.
What?
I'm kidding. It could be just Kellyanne, though. Kellyanne 10. Kellyanne Conway would be Kellyanne 1, right? Not 10.
That could have been taken.
Welcome.
Big fan of your work.
Yeah. I feel like, Kellyanne, I feel like viewers got cheated out of the scene with the guys trying the pregnancy simulation. The finale was so lackluster and felt abrupt. I like your guys' show because of the tangents and Mike's quips. It's obvious you guys know each other really well and the chemistry shows. The first part of that, though. Was there a scene where all the dudes went to a pregnancy simulator?
There was?
Wait, when would that?
I saw a clip of it at some point, and then they just decide these things don't exist anymore.
Oh,
Dude,
man. I
that
would
would
have
have been
see.
soups funny. Yeah.
Bravo, you're fucking us.
Yeah, dude. What is these dumbass storylines and all we
Give
get?
us
We
that.
don't get
I
that.
want to see, like, make us laugh. Give us that stuff in between the fights and the breakups and the breakups again and
Let me
again.
pee my pants. Yeah, and then all I had was me and Nettie's first ever disagreement. Hopefully our only one.
Don't go to bed mad.
Yeah, that's rule number one.
I forgive you, Nettie.
I have one that I think maybe I can start reading again. This is from Cubby. Hi, my wonderful trio. How did I miss this? Back on May 12th at the NBC upfronts, Jesse told New York journalist Adam Glynn, who asked about Lexi, quote, "Not my girl. We never really were boyfriend girlfriend, but yeah, I hope she's doing great." End quote. Not that part was part of the quote.
I would love if Cubby just made a bunch of different like asterisk signs.
Yeah.
You know, people do that in comment section sometimes. I always think, I wish I could do that.
Me too. They're artists. OMG, he sucks. What the hell? Perfect example of who he is and how much he needs to grow up. Therapy, anyone? Nat, thanks for the explanation of the video mishap. You're so thoughtful. XO meow. But yeah, like just, I perfectly put, like.
Perfectly put for two things: a group of people that don't like this girl for whatever reason, or a petty dude that's like, well, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. because technically, but like.
But you were like foaming at the mouth.
But I'm saying he was rolling his, like, there was a couple times throughout summer where he was like, I thought we were going to leave boyfriend and girlfriend. And he's like, are we going to be boyfriend and girl? Oh, we're exclusive, but we're not boyfriend again. I get it, fine. But like, if you're going to be that person that's got all the steps before boyfriend and girlfriend, and you never make it to boyfriend and girlfriend, don't be bummed when the dude you broke up with says, no, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, like.
I think that at some point, Lexi said, I think it was Lexi who said, Jesse liked to do a lot of things twice because he would like do things in like just our normal life, but he would always want to do them for the camera as well. So a lot of things, conversations or things that we did, we would have to do them again by his request. She said that one of those things was that when they went to dinner and had the like, do you want to be excluded? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Whatever thing. She said that had happened weeks before, but he really wanted to get that on camera. So they went to that restaurant. Well, she wore that stupid thing where she couldn't turn.
Yeah. I mean, that was a weird scene. That whole him asking seemed like it was, it had already happened. Like that was a weird, I remember being like, that's the most awkward will you be my girlfriend from a kindergartner I've ever seen.
100%. I just want to give a huge thank you to, oh God, I forgot all the S's and H's. SH. Didn't they give a name? Doesn't matter.
No, that's what it was. They said, just call me SH.
No, we asked them, what is it? We thought it was a license plate, and he wrote back, it's just SH.
Okay. Yeah. Huge, massive thank you to SH, who told me where Amanda's sweater was from, gave me the version she had, and then like the higher end version of it. And I can't wait to get it because clearly cream, oatmeal, burnt oatmeal, eggshells, smoker's teeth, like anything in the vein of like color. Right, like anything in the vein of like a cream earth tone Joan is my jam. So thank you. That's so sweet of you. And I can't believe you knew that. That was amazing.
We're painting the walls smoker's teeth.
Yeah, you should.
Nettie says, these mean girls are too cliquey to support Lexi. Lexi's too cute and too much of a magnet for the camera, and she makes them all look old. Let's be real. How are they going to love her? If the OGs are not the cutest and getting the most attention and camera time, they're not going to be on board with the girl taking all the attention away. Nettie's out here spitting harsh facts. Harsh, but factual. I don't know. I do know. You're right, Nettie. Maximum Dole. Lexi is cool in my book. Sierra was upset for being called stupid for being tricked by Austin, F-Boy 1, but then entertained Tweedledee West, F-Boy 2, and Tweedledum Jesse, F-Boy 3. Jesse disrespected her in plain sight, and she took the bait of male validation over listening to a girl's girl who is saying this known liar talk shit about the entire cast and production. I believe Lexi. She came in with 1 million plus IG following. Like Giggly Squad relevance on her own, so doesn't need the exposure. It was just an opportunity that she quickly found herself at the center of because she is interesting and surprisingly well adjusted for her age and for being in the entertainment industry. Bravo should get off the Boys Will Be Boys train if they want to remain relevant in modern viewers who are 80% female.
Again, maximum doll.
Well, also
maximum
that
maze balls.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's my therapist. But the chicks love bad boys, right? So Bravo's not stupid. Like. That's kind of a stereotypical. Yeah, fine. But also, she forgot about Dingleberry number 1 or A or whatever.
Luke.
Oh, Luke, yeah.
But Sierra ended things with Luke. It was a bit cleaner.
He was still a doofus.
Oh, totally. Big time doofus.
Shannon Falls says, I really hope Lindsay puts in work at the reunion to the tune of Ghostbusters. When someone sucks and they need to know who you're going to call, Lindsay.
Which she didn't, by the way.
I'm going Nettie again. Sorry. Good on Craig for standing his ground and not commenting on cheating rumors blindly and looking like Paige's biatch. Paige can fuck all the way off. Nettie. He can maintain a level of dignity after she dumped him. She can speak for herself and defend herself. So big and bad, not needing a man, and the first thing she does is ask Craig to bail her out on a cheating rumor. Fuck off, Paige. Go giggly off and leave that man alone. Go giggly off and leave that man alone. Oh, goodness. I'm just reading them. I didn't say this stuff.
You love it.
I think they're funny. Oh God, Tanya Bluebell says Mike is my spirit animal.
Yeah.
Cynic through and through. There's no other way. Evie Parrott says I couldn't even put Danielle's name to the face. I had to look it up. So there's that. Tiffany Finley responded and said, "The blasphemy. She's a CEO, ma'am."
If I may, of what?
And then Tanya Bluebell corrected her and said, "Correction, founder
Yeah.
and CEO."
I forget.
Tiffany Finley says, "I love Gabby. Her dancing with the corpse was TV enough for me this season. I still remember last season when she rolled over the couch."
Dude, she fucking ate shit
was
so hard
funny.
and landed on that table. She did have some moves. I don't think I've ever seen Gabby dance, but when
Yeah.
she was twerking on that dude, I was like, oh dang.
Yeah.
I love Gabby.
dang.
Yeah.
Meteor Wine says, "Call me a shallow child of the patriarchal menace, but I just can't take anything Lexi says seriously. It's the clownish lip liner. It mystifies me, like Lisa Rinna's overinflated mouth flaps." What do they see in the mirror? Is it just me? Anyway, I, like Mike, flipped on Lexi this week. She just seemed so performative. Yeah.
You have them till you don't.
Yeah.
And Tiffany Finley says, "Great take on West and Jesse's friendship. It is for the show. West likes black culture and people. Jesse isn't cool enough for that." Definitely not.
Yeah, that all tracks.
But then only gets better, says, "West has a little umph to him. It's annoying how I find him charming." See, even she gets it. The charismatic weirdo. We're all annoyed that we keep wondering, what's he doing right now? You up? Palava Girl says, "What is happening to me? I got to go check my testosterone levels. 2 episodes in a row and I'm with Mike."
Welcome to the party.
No, you'll get to that party, be real boring.
No, it's such a party. It's the best party
You'll be
here.
able to drive yourself home. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, we got Sprite. So much Sprite.
That's why you'll be able to drive yourself home. At our party, you'll be getting schnockered.
Wellness bum. It's so strange. The teaser of the season shared Paige talking about finding Craig texting another girl, but the finale totally edited that out. I wonder what really happened or why it was in the teaser then pulled. Inquiring minds want to know, Wellness.
We all do.
Yeah. Sarah McBride, she's had it. She's fucking had it.
She really has had it.
Yeah. She starts off in all caps bold. So
Get it.
I can no longer support Sierra. Also, the girl's not backing Lexi is just because she's beautiful, smart, and well-spoken. That means she gets insane amounts of unwarranted hate in general. Period. Exclamation.
Tell me.
I mean, look at how she gets treated for having a loving, supportive family. Sarah McBride has a loving, supportive family. She takes this real personal. I'm convinced Lexi has done nothing to these girls because in the reunion trailer, Sarah was like, "Oh, you talked bad about me in the press?" But that was after filming, and she didn't. Why did they not support her in the house from the jump? I said that. I was trying to explain that to you the other day. Probably yesterday. That's how far back I can remember.
I wasn't paying attention.
Why did they not support her in the house from the jump? Why did Sierra grind on Jesse the second Lexi was gone? Why did she go to the tennis game with him? It was so obvious between Paige and Sierra sticking up for Jesse at the dinner and so much more. Amongst the women who claim to be pro-women like Paige and Sierra, it has been shown in cinematic detail how they are just not. Jesse was the one behaving badly, not Lexi, and they stuck up for Jesse at the end of the day. What the fuck is that? She's had it.
I'm telling you, there's like, I get it. I get what you're saying, but there's 2 ways to look at this. Oh, everyone's being mean to this sweet little girl, or this sweet little girl, everyone's being mean to someone who's not a sweet little girl and we're getting snowed. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Because I haven't seen anything from Lexi really that's been like, oh, that I can see that's why they would, I don't know. But there's something's going on. They're on Jesse's side. And no one's on Jesse's side except these idiots.
I know. God, he's such a loser.
And I said that all the time. It's like, I think it's funny sometimes when people come on and comment, they're like, they can't believe that everyone thinks this one thing. Really? You can't believe that everyone thinks this one thing? Like, come on. Like, I have a friend, Jess Pentland, and I remember driving one day with her, and I was a little angry, and I was just yelling at everybody. Like, people cutting me off and getting, and I'm like fucking cussing and going, for probably 10 minutes
You were
straight.
cursing too?
I know, in the car. It's only happened this one time. And it got to the point where Jess like looks at me and she's like, dude, seriously? And I'm like, what? And she's like, it's not everyone else. And I was like, whatever, you don't know.
You know.
You don't know. And she was right. It was me. So like,
How do we do that here?
I know, seriously.
yeah, that was a long time ago. I've grown up since then. I've matured.
Chrissy Chic says, I don't know, guys. I am not seeing things the way you do. Every time Gabby opens her mouth, I yell, shut the fuck up.
Dude, some people do not like Gabby at all.
I know.
Everyone has become
funny.
unhinged. Thank God this show is ending.
Yeah. No,
Literally,
it's
in the
true.
comment section.
It's imagine like Chrissy's like folding laundry and watching this and going, shut the fuck up.
You
I
frightened
don't know why
me.
she's folding laundry, but I feel like I only fold laundry in front of the TV, so I don't know why I said
How
that.
else can you do laundry?
It's true. I was just supposed to do it in the dead of night with no one talking to me.
That's when you TikTok. That's when you
That's my
TikTok your
TikTok time.
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Pat Clark says, thank you for today's program. I really needed the distraction today. I don't even know if I agree or disagree with any of your opinions.
You probably agree, Pat. Baby, be nice.
Minnie's had it too, Sarah.
Such a little brat.
Oh, Minnie, come on.
She's just so cute and she doesn't cuddle.
I know. No, it's not a Courtney thing. That cat hates to be picked up. I don't. But she wants to lay all over you. She sleeps on my head every night. But then if you try to move her, she's like, what are you thinking?
God,
That's
we were
Minnie.
sleeping.
Yeah. Monica Nicholson says, Jesse has the ick factor. Could easily do without. West, who cares? Sarah, tired of her storyline and meanness. It overwhelms her beauty. Carl had a good supporting role this time. Not sure what the future cast looks like. Aging is hard in the Bravo world. Love Miami Housewives with the location clothes and spats among the group. Marisol hugging her vodka. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
I did say to somebody that they were like, oh, you need to check out Miami. And I was like, oh, I might give it a try. I need a break from Beverly Hills because these ladies are psychotic. I was like, where are the housewives that just like are a real group of friends and they go on adventures and they have a good time and they're more interested in having fun than screaming at each other on vacation? I'm like, if I had
You
half,
lost me at screaming. Like, there's
If
going to be
I-
screaming, but they're having a good time.
if I had half the money these people have, again, like the fantasy fulfillment of summer, like all I would want to do is just go party and go on adventures with my friends, like, and have a good time. Like that is way more interesting. And she
That's
wrote
not
back,
how you keep a show.
but she did write back. After reading this, you should definitely watch Miami.
Oh.
So, and then I watched today I was just flipping through like all the. On Peacock, they have like if you stay on the little thing for too long, it'll give you the little trailer for the season. What?
Did you ever imagine you'd hear any of these words coming out of this asshole's mouth?
What? But I watched the whole season trailer for it.
I
And
thought
it
you
seems,
were like, I watched the whole season. I'm like, what?
yeah, no, but they go on a lot of vacations.
Yeah, this is what I just. Oh God, I feel like, does anyone listen to me?
No.
I know.
Who are you?
You have to be more selective with your stories.
I can't do it. It's impossible.
She's talking again.
Exactly. No, I just said the top 10 trips.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Truth for Peace for Freedom. I was watching Watch What Happens live on May 14th with Wes and Jesse. Thank you for the date. And I couldn't stop thinking about how Wes' head would fit more proportionally on Jesse's body.
Dude, I was reading this and I just pictured her picturing like swapping their heads on the TV. And
Was she also folding laundry?
probably.
Obviously.
Yeah. I gotta say, maybe I won't say it.
What?
Because I didn't watch What Happens Live. And then you guys were like, oh, we got to watch it afterwards. And then we didn't. And then I watched it on my own the other day. And it seriously, and you guys can all hate me because, oh, this stupid dude. It made me like.
Whatever, fuck off.
Like him
Jesse
again.
has this huge body with his little shrunken head like Harry the Hunter, aka Shrunken Head Man from Beetlejuice, which was deformed by a witch doctor. Everything you need to know about this man-child is that he recently adopted an adorable kitten and then got rid of it like it was trash. That's who Jesse Solomon is. That's what Jesse Solomon would do. That's what Jesse Solomon did do.
Yep.
I told her I will pay for if you did a Patreon just with your thoughts and observations, I would pay my $5, $10, $15, whatever it is a month. Like, this is so good. I'm convinced we will hear of a spin-off show at the reunion, but who will be the main characters? I think they should go with 4 women and each of the 4 gets a +1. Paige gets to bring on Hannah, obviously. Lindsay has her baby. For Sierra, we can see her go on multiple dates and really watch her date with intention. And for Amanda, we get to watch her fertility journey with Kyle or the possible end of their relationship. These are the core 4. P.S. I started going to Jersey Mike's for Sammy's after Jennifer Aiden verbally assaulted a female sandwich artist old enough to be her mother. Jersey Mike's couldn't pay for those advertising dollars. It put them on the radar for me.
Jersey Mike's is good.
It is really good. So is Truth for Peace for Freedom. Love the Tea says, just a theory. Jesse's a stalker. He keeps bringing up Sierra's name for no reason. He tries to make a work event a date. He's not a good guy. He is all over the girl's pages to make her look mean for not accepting the hyperfixation. Don't forget, he was overly concerned that she was not having sex with Wes last year. I forgot about that. He was like, it's just if it were me, like I'd be having sex by now. Jesse, no one wants to have sex with you. Except for Erica Jane, apparently.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't buy it.
She follows me on Instagram. I should DM her. Or she follows my company, but my company is me.
You're the woman behind the Urban the Mystic.
I am.
Are you the urban or the mystic?
Okay,
come on. Like, seriously, let's go.
Yeah. Multiple personalities.
We've done so many.
Yeah, like
we don't need to do them because we're never going to be able to keep up with reading all of them.
But it makes it not special. If we
Are
read
these not good? Have not all of them
one.
that I've read been good?
No, they have been, but don't you think we've done it?
I'm keeping this in. Care fees.
Listen, I love the commies, okay? But I just feel like we do so many.
It's because I read so many from Nettie and so many from Tiffany Finley.
Which is my number one rule. If people get one comment, that's it.
I think Natalie gets rules around here.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Hi. Are you just noticing that now? God, it takes you two a long fucking time to fall in line.
We're not falling in line.
Carrie Peacock. So glad you guys don't like Danielle. That's good enough for me. M. We already read that one.
Dr. Nipples.
Patrick Bourne says, I really enjoy your show. The 3 of you made this episode of Summer House interesting, making up for the actual show. I'm afraid I am not invested enough in the current cast to handle a spinoff. It seems the individuals have lost their specific importance to the storyline. I'm hopeful that the Valley will help me transition. I'm counting on Nia and Danny, Michelle, Zach, and Kristen, shocker, to carry the rest of the season. Well, there's one person who is using the Valley to get them out of Summer House. I think it might be the first person ever that's found that value in the Valley. I mean, I have too, but I just mean I haven't read many folks out there.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of us out there.
Yeah. Okay, Little Red says, agree, there's no use in going to a party unless one can be sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought if they showed something, it's important. Thanks for sharing that, Mike. I feel like every reality show hits the 10 or 11 seasons curse and the made-up storylines begin.
Yeah.
Truth. Harris says, I could have sworn in the Super Tease pre-show airing we saw Luke. I wouldn't mind them bringing back Luke as some eye candy. He is one of Satan's soldiers, and I detest his personality, but we are no saints here at Showmance. That was the greatest thing I ever read, aside from Truth for Peace for Freedom. Harris also says, did you see on Watch What Happens Live when Lindsay and Kyle were asked about a Hannah and Amanda makeup, and they both said yes? I did not see that.
I did.
Lindsay and they were asked about.
They were doing the signs.
And saying like
the likely, unlikely or something.
Yes,
Playing that.
no.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I saw that. Okay, yeah. I thought I thought it was like no, they said that like basically said, oh no, it's happening. Like I didn't realize it was like the sign thing. Trisha Spader says, those girls love Jesse's attention. Sierra has a thing for him. They're more than friends, in my opinion. Why sweep out the trash? Because she wants his attention. The finale sucked. My dimwit light bulb just went off. The spinoff is the reason Lindsay and Paige are friends.
You've been saying that.
I have?
I think so.
You don't remember that?
I thought that I said that it was because Paige was about to break up with someone, and
Yeah, but like mid-season, you transitioned, or like 3/4 of the way through, you transitioned.
that's true. That's the dimwit light bulb in my head just went off too.
It
Trisha.
flickered. It didn't go off.
It's an LED. No, it's one of those candlelight flickering. They do it on purpose. Danielle is a killjoy. What was the reason she was even there? Spinoff? No, please no. I really felt bad for Lindsay walking in the hospital alone. I've always been a Lindsay fan. It was BS. Paige never caught him texting anyone. I doubt Paige lied for Craig. She's full of shit. And that's where we end it.
Well,
Sorry, Craig.
we did
Listen,
it, guys.
We did. I have like 10 more that I'm not reading. I just want you guys to know that I would sit here all night, but these two have somewhere to be.
Well, it's not special if if all of them get read. It's like a participation trophy.
You don't think all these people are special?
No, I do, but
It
we
seems like
highlight
you
the
don't.
best ones.
There were more best ones. It was a really good batch of comments. I truly went through them to do like this for the first time ever today. What I wanted to do was just like highlight and bold the ones that I definitely wanted to read. And I was like, I'll just do those until I see these idiots like start yawning, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I got all the ones I wanted. I would say 85% of them I was like, Control B. I like Control B.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us and seeing us through our giggles. The church giggles are the best.
Yeah.
We love you. Like and subscribe.
I would get hit at church. Well, it was school, but I went to a Baptist school.
They would hit you?
They would have a pointer stick because you're in pews in church. You know, we would have chapel every Friday. And so you're sitting in the pews and they can't reach you. So they'd take the pointer stick and they fucking whack you on the back. Not the head, but like just they would get you, you know, to be, so they'd be like,
God, that would crack me up more.
yeah, it was a problem. I wasn't the class clown. I was the person who encouraged the class clown.
Shocking.
They're worse. Apparently.
You're going to find this surprising, but I was the kid that they just were like, oh, we have to move Courtney. She talks too much. Newsflash, there's nowhere you could move me that I wouldn't talk too much. I used to break out of my classrooms, and then I would go visit the upperclassmen. And then if you were in my class, you got a note from my teacher saying, if your child goes to school with Courtney Abbiati, they are now locked in their classroom because when we turn our backs, Courtney leaves. Sorry, not sorry.
Okay, ciao.
For now. That was fun.